The 1993 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, Telecom Australia, McDonald's, Nike and Foodland. Hawthorn fans still shudder at memories of their only trip to Football Park. It was back in March, and in the Crows' first AFL outing, they trounced the eventual premiers by 86 points. Tonight, it's on again. Adelaide, now one of the power teams of the competition, against the might of Hawthorn. For your enjoyment on 7 Sport.
Hello and welcome to Football Park, the commencement of round 6 of the 1993 AFL season. One of 2 matches being played tonight, this one between the Adelaide Crows and Hawthorn, the other one of the MCG between Melbourne and Richmond. We'll be showing you highlights of the first quarter in just a moment and scores and highlights throughout the night of that match. So let's go to highlights of the opening quarter. Melbourne against Richmond, a terrific mark by Schwarz. This is in the first minute of play. He's an exciting player. The kick from Gilbert, who did a reasonable job last week on Modra. Richmond into attack early. Lambert, one of their mainstays. McQueen, who injured his hamstring earlier on in the Foster's Cup competition, and that's a good goal. Gary Lyon has found some form and fitness in the last couple of weeks. They've been playing him at full forward in absence of Alan Jakovic. That was clever to Cal. Now Cal went off the ground against Adelaide last week, but had a couple of significant moves when he came back, and that was the first of a couple of goals he kicked in the opening term. What about this kick of Lyons round the body? Perfectly weighted to Cal, who cheekily goes around Lees and kicks the goal. So Melbourne going very well early. Nathan Dow came into the Richmond team. He was named as an emergency. There has been a change, and this is a very good goal around the body for Richmond. But Melbourne held sway at quarter time. They led 5-4 to 3-5, and as you can see, just before half time, they've charged away and they lead 9-5 to 4-5. So as I said earlier, we will be giving you progress, scores and highlights of that match throughout tonight's telecast. A tremendous crowd here at Football Park. It is officially a sellout, and there look to be very few vacant seats, something like 47,000 people here. What an important match too. Adelaide in a slight hole. They beat Fitzroy here a fortnight ago by a single point. They were disappointing against Melbourne last Sunday. They've only had a few days to get over that defeat. There's one man who is coming back, Nigel Smart. And for Hawthorn, well, it's been well documented. The last time they lost 3 matches in a row was in 1981. It's a long, long time ago. And tonight they do face that prospect, as they are the outsiders going in. Dunstan already in terrific form. He's one of 7 players in the AFL, come VFL, who has kicked over 800 goals. The record, Adelaide's got a good one. They beat Hawthorn here in the opening match of the 1992 season, lost in Melbourne, and then caused a big surprise on the Queen's birthday last year when they won by a point in an absolute thriller. So it's 2-1 for Adelaide. Ross Glendinning is joining us tonight. Ross, welcome. Great night for it, isn't it?
Well, Bruce, it's fantastic. I was down on the boundary line before, and the ground is in just ideal condition. No breeze to speak of at all. What might happen a bit later on, of course, just a bit of dew on the ground, which might make the ball a bit breezy. But Smart coming to the side for Adelaide should make a big difference. Some stability there in the back line. And I think leaving Hodges in this side, I think, is a bit of a problem. I think they should have brought Jemison in. However, a big ask of Brown and Liptak, those smaller players, to complement those midfielders. Langford a task, if he does play on Modra. Paul here into the side at centre-half forward. And Baxter coming in, who I think will pick up McGuinness.
Mark Graham playing his first game for Hawthorn. Mark Rasciuto playing his first game for the Adelaide Crows. Dennis Cometti will be joining us in commentary. Max Stevens will be roving the boundary line and also the change rooms throughout the match. We'll be back with the opening bounce after this.
BP's research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 6th floor, marine oil testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place. Your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King?
Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move. This sports update is proudly brought to you by McDonald's South Australia.
After just 4 games, high-flying Tony Modra has kicked 27 goals, more than halfway to breaking the club record of 49 set by Rod Jamieson. His kicking comes with amazing accuracy. He's kicked just 8 points. And speaking of accurate, Don Calhoun became a millionaire when he made this basket at a Chicago Bulls match.
And he loves it.
This sports update was proudly brought to you by McDonald's South Australia.
While we're here, I want to stop by the TOYSTORE. Susie's BIRTHDAY is coming up, and I thought we could get her PRESENT today.
Okay.
Why don't you take the kids somewhere for LUNCH, and I'll meet you later.
WHERE.
Well,
how about McDonald's? I mean, McDonald's.
Morning, Rosa. Morning, Rosa.
Good morning, how are you?
How about a tosher for her? Oh, yeah? Sounds fair.
Thank Bob, it's Friday. That's right, you can thank Bob, it's Friday, because tomorrow only, with every bargain price car we sell, we're giving away a free bonus to boot. When you buy a top quality Pomeranian car tomorrow, you'll not only pay less, you'll also find a great bonus to boot. It could be a colour TV, it could be 12 months free car insurance, or it could even be a trip to Hawaii or Fiji. So get yourself down to Ranella or Medindi tomorrow and get yourself a bargain price car and a free bonus to boot.
You just never know when you're going to need instant windscreens, and you won't believe how instant your new instant windscreen can be. They replace windscreens, side, quarter and rear windows, install van windows and apply window tinting for cooler driving, and all work is fully guaranteed. And with Instant's Repair It for chipped and cracked windscreens, you may not even need a new windscreen. Instant windscreens fit all makes, all models at the best prices. Quick as a flash.
A desperate hunt for clues to a brutal stabbing of a young mother of 2 at Parabanks. And the Queen declares open house at the palace to raise a few bucks. It was all on 7 Nightly News.
Saturday, somebody's knocking off a wealthy family. One by one. What the hell is happening? The harder Morse looks,
Keep the men digging.
the more he's convinced.
This is your killer, Lewis. You're a liar.
Inspector Morse, 8:30 Saturday on 7.
welcome back to Football Park. Max Stevens, as we said, on the boundary line tonight, and for his Mitsubishi Motors ground report. Welcome, Max.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Well, we've had ideal conditions all day today. It should continue that way. Let's have a quick look at the forecast. Fine and mild overnight. The overnight low 13. Current temperature around 15 degrees. The wind a slight breeze. Goal advantage, none at this stage. And the ground condition, as per usual, is excellent.
And Max, your selection?
Well, I don't think Hawthorn can lose 3 in a row, Bruce, but with this huge crowd here, you'd be silly to tip against Adelaide.
Well, which way are you going?
That was an interesting selection, wasn't
Good evening, Dennis.
I'm jumping the gun there, Bruce. Good evening.
And you're tipping?
I think Adelaide will win.
Ross?
Yes, for no particular reason, Bruce, I must say, but Adelaide, and it's not a good reason, home ground advantage.
Well, Baxter and Andrew Jarman at it before the ball is bounced. Have a look at this off the play, just to the right. Getting involved too, McDermott. Adelaide kicking to the left, Hawthorn to the right of screen. Greg Deere went up. First touch went to Hodges. Anderson had it ripped off him. Hip and shoulder was strong by Adelaide. Hall at half forward. He's played some pretty good football here. The Ayres handball, but coming back to Hall. Fight on behind play.
Yes, Condon and McDermott. She was pretty heavy too, I can say. Don't worry about that. Collins picking up McGuinness. I thought Baxter may have, but Baxter picking up Jarman.
Hall goes short and gets Baxter, who's got the job as a tagger tonight, as you'd expect. Dunstall provides the lead to the pocket. The kick's good. Gets it. Hart unable to cut it off. And Dunstall making a strong lead to the forward pocket. Not an easy shot from this angle. A good kick by Baxter.
Hey guys, we left
Now Dunstall from about 45 metres has already been in terrific form this year. No big bags, but he's been most consistent. Great kick straight through the middle. Opening goal to the Hawks.
Yes, and after that scuffled play continued, and Dunstall, unaffected totally by that sort of play, made the lead, kept his eye on the footy. The kick coming to him was just perfect. And Ben Hart going back there, 34, couldn't get a hand to it. What a terrific finish by Dunstall. That's why he's a class player.
First blood to the Hawks then. Back in the middle. Dia opposed to Pittman. Dia wins it. Taken high was Maynard. He got it from Ricciuto. And now Maynard again getting involved. This time with Paul Dia. And the ball will come back to Rodney Maynard alongside the centre circle. The stakes are high tonight. Maynard goes down towards half forward. It's a telling kick. They contest about 35 metres out. Down goes Brown, rakes it back in, could almost be holding the ball. A whistle and a bounce. There's the bench for the Hawks. Dia out-ruck this time. Groom gets it down. Brown to Anderson. Anderson about 30 metres out, pulls it back. It's a high floater. It goes close to the boundary line. In fact, just snuck in for a behind. First score then on the board for the Adelaide Crows.
Just pick up that bench there for Adelaide. We have Liptak and Robrin, and for Hawthorn, Hudson and Graham.
Jenke with a job on Modra goes short to Darren Jarman. Wide, looking for McGuinness. Anderson puts the pressure on. Handball not good. Hodges rips it away. Goes with a long one to the goal square. Modra and Jenke. Well played, Jenke. Brown missed it. Jarman goes bang to centre wing. Great kick. Andrew Jarman gives a free kick away to Baxter. Surprise swap Baxter to Hawthorn, and they're getting some value out of him. Here's Pritchard. Steady, but not spectacular start for the season for him. Hall. Ben Hart's got the job on him. Drop punt. Gowers, all too easy. Pritchard, he can kick a footy. Goes bang. Hooks it. And it's a behind, but ominously for Adelaide, there wasn't a lot of pressure there for a while.
Bruce Hawthorn just coming out nice and strong at the Crows, knowing they'd still be a little sore from that Sunday game, only 4 days rest, where the Hawthorn had that break, the bye. They're keen to play footy.
Lee, Members side with a kick. It bounces obligingly for McGuinness, who's at left half back. He goes down towards the wing. Ricciuto, well, the slip helped him. The hand pass charged down by Ayres. No subtlety there. He tried to go off the ground. Condon had his pocket picked. Jarman comes away with it. Kicks inside the 50. Modra got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Groom tackles Langford. Jarred free. It came to Cooper. Now Jarman runs it out. He goes out towards the wing. He's had a couple of bounces. He goes down towards half forward. The intended target is Hall. Hall and Hart. Hart does well. Hall fights back. Over the top, Lee. And arriving rather late was Pritchard. And the free kick is going against it.
Yes, you cannot condone that sort of play anywhere. Unnecessary. Players unprotected, and the umpire did the right thing. Free kick.
From halfback goes short to Pittman. Gaining about 25 metres. Pittman with not a bad kick towards the centre square. Groom just pushed out by Langford. It was good play by the champion Hawthorn defender. 4 premierships, 220 odd games. Short to Baxter again. Third touch. Crawford was very short. And he goes the option to Greg Deere. Some loose checking by Adelaide. Deere thumps it to Dunstall. 2 Adelaide players back there. Platten, Bickley off the ground. Throw in the pocket. Bickley with the job on Platten.
Good matchup. Great paces, Bickley, and concentration.
Platten, one of a number of Magarey medalists out there tonight. but he's playing for Hawthorn. Pittman wins the tap. Collins tapped it down. Lee got rid of it. Wiedemann tapped it out. They should leave it for McGuinness. Gee, the handball in the end looked a bit suspect. Anderson over the top of it. Smart's in there, and Hawthorn hold it up. Right half forward for the Hawks. Dunstall with a goal on the board in the first minute and a bit. Paul Deere and Pittman. Pittman did win the tap. McDermott tries to barge his way through. It's a stalemate situation, and again the ruckman will do battle. Same spot.
Paul Deere will contest here with Pittman. Greg Deere is camped back on the wing. Slapped out wide. Hit over the ball. Allen going nowhere. Pittman's got it. Down he goes under the Collins tackle. Another ball up. Slow progress down towards right half forward here for Hawthorn. They're looking good at the present time. Pittman decisively. McGuinness going nowhere. Lost it. Collins tries to go off the deck. Picked up by Bickley. Gives it away to Platten. 45 metres out. Pulls it back. It floated down towards full forward. Awkward one for Rouvray. Dunstall. Eventually McGuinness took it away from Crawford and boots it towards the outer side. Some trouble there. Disposed of. But the fans were holding their breath. Pritchard got it to Gowers. Ricciuto. Quick hand pass away. On his knees, Lee in trouble. As is Tregenza. Down he went. And it will be a free kick coming back to the wingman. In fact, it's going to Lee and not Ricciuto. Lee told to play on around the outer side. Langford, I thought he was pushed in the back. Ball runs free behind. And Cooper can't keep it in. Wasn't trying too hard. We've got a throw in. Robran and Liptak go around the boundary line. It's a packed house tonight. This game sold out early in the week. Tossed in. Greg Deere hooks it. Knocked on by Jarman. Taken by Allen, who runs to the wing.
Probing kick. Dunstall with a little shove. Gives away a free kick to Rouvray. A lot of speculation who would get the job on Dunstall. Wiedemann under some pressure, but they have the numbers. Oh, it didn't do it well. It was poor play, Wiedemann. Really should have given off a handball, and Crawford did an excellent job, and now Dunstall gets it from Paul Deere.
Yes, Wiedemann's in one of those situations where you must do the instinctive thing firstly. Go with your first thought, get rid of the football quickly. Don't hesitate. When you hesitate, you are caught.
Had the numbers, Ross. I know he was under pressure, wasn't he? But he had numbers around him.
But he should realise that, Bruce. He's played enough football now.
Just a quick give, but tried to take Crawford on. And you back Dunstall from here. Great goal in the first minute of the game, and now from directly in front, 45 metres out, drop punt, good looking kick, and he's kicked another one. 2 to Dunstall and 2 to Hawthorn.
And it's the danger there of Jason Dunstall. The ball comes down in a free-flowing fashion here. Wiedemann should have got rid of the first occasion. The kick he did get away was just too short under pressure. And Deere just calmly waited for the Dunstall lead. He got that, and the conversion was always on.
Jason Dunstall has kicked 2 goals, and that's the margin the Hawks lead it by. Well, a couple of goals upended there. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick, though. Greg Deere has it. Sends it out wide towards left half forward. Bounces nicely for Allen, who surrenders some ground. Gets it back. Cooper kicks inside the 50. Dunstall's the target again. What a spectacular mark by Pittman in from the side. He launched himself. Terrific mark towards the outer side and Brown. He's at right half back. Spectacular mark in defence there. They'll need more of that. Players getting back, crowding the champion full forward on the outer side wing. Quick hands, Jarman to Pritchard. High up and under, tumbles it down towards the 50. His confidence is sky high, Pittman. He was again. Wiedemann gets a hand pass out. Crawford, quick hands away. Allen, dragged down by Jarman. 1 of 2 playing tonight. Gets it out towards Lee, who boots it from half back.
Groom against Langford. Smart. Quick left foot. Modra one out here against Jenke. Jenke hanging on. Free kick Modra.
Could be a duel of full forwards.
Well, the ball bounced through for a goal, but the whistle had been blown.
And Tony Modra, Bruce, if he plays in front like that, Jenky can only hassle him from behind and try and retard him in some way, either by jumper or trying to nudge him off the football and infringe in the back. He gives himself every chance. See this again, Jenky just waiting for the ball to sit, caught behind, infringed earlier on.
Well, the Coleman medal's been won 3 times by Dunstall. Modra's the early pace setter in 93. Drop punt, bad kick, hooked it poorly out on the full. It's normally reliable.
Well, it's a finicky thing, Bruce, but full forwards have to kick goals. They must be direct with their follow-through and they must point their toe. His toe was pointing to the heavens when he completed the kick there, which gave it no direction whatsoever.
Get superstitious at the start of the match. Things just working for Hawthorn, aren't they? Dunstall bangs a big one through from a tough angle. Modra, an easier shot, can't register a score. So Hawthorn have taken early points with the long battle still to be played. Jenky goes to half-back and Condon and Ricciuto go out of play. This was a great mark by Pittman a couple of minutes ago. Look, launched himself. Fabulous. One of the reasons that people adore this game so much.
Fantastic. Greg Deere gets it out. Condon pushed off the kick. Baxter in desperate trouble. McGuinness over the ball. Baxter standing kick towards midfield. How will it bounce? They're coming from all directions of the compass. Hart did well. Body's going in very solidly. Wiedemann, down he goes. McGuinness over the ball, was taken around the head with a knee. Accidentally, I'm sure. He's going to get the free kick. He was after the ball.
Top marks to Ben Hart there, Dennis. Just was the only player that wasn't going to spectate as the footy sat up in the air and just went for it. Well done by the young fella.
McGuinness, a look of grim determination. Sends it inside the 50. Up in front, Modra falls behind. Jarman to Langford, who fumbles. Gruen socketed away. Hodges deep in the pocket, keeps it in, lays it off. Needs support. Tregenza surrounded by Hawks, snaps and misses to the near side. Adelaide working hard there.
13-2. Dunstall with the goals to date. Jenky to come back in. Greg Deere at centre half back. Gowers wider for him. Just looking at the options. Goes to Baxter, poor kick. And Brown to take it. A real waste there for Hawthorn. I guess the answer, if you've got no options, is to bang it long and hope that one of your big men can take a mark.
Yeah.
Here's Brown from 50. Drop punt. Very good kick. Right there. Greg Deere in and concedes a behind. So no real damage done for Jenky. Gets another chance to go with it as the Hawks lead 13-3. As Dennis said, packed house. It looks completely full from where we're sitting. 48,000 and something is the official capacity of this ground, and you'd be battling to get a single soul in here now.
Jenky, members side. Wiedemann, big lead. Gower stood down and took the mark. Baxter, he's been very busy. Pumps it down towards half forward. Platten goes up. Bitley over the top. Did brilliantly. Deflected it to the advantage of Tregenza, but Jarman read it best. He runs away from the former there and hooks it around the outer side. Back goes Platten at full stretch. Takes the mark. He's at left half forward. John Platten, former South Australian star, towards the pocket. Dunstall outnumbered, but wins the battle. Well done. Centres at Gowers, released it too quickly. Jarman quick hands McGuinness. Wiedemann comes away from half-back towards midfield. Hodges goes up. Hodges wants to move it quickly. Modra in front of Jenky. Well done, Jenky. Modra, sock is off the ground. Broom is there, taken high. Must get a free kick. That was rather crude by Langford. It was always developing that way.
50 metres too, Dennis.
Yes, and again, compliments to another young player. Just wanted the football, put his head down, wasn't concerned about what was coming toward him. And as Dennis said, a bit crude by Langford, could have bent down himself. And they're those sorts of bumps that can cause injury.
So suddenly, the 50 metres changes the distance and, of course, the angle. So Groom at point-blank range. Goal.
The name of the game is Australian.
stop when you do.
So, I guess we'll be switching to Telecom Mobile Net Digital.
Not me.
What?
Well, not yet. Oh. Because right now, Mobile Net 0 and 8 service is better for someone like me who's out of town a lot. It's horses for courses.
Horses? For what?
Different strokes for different folks. See, someone who moves in and around the city would benefit from Mobile Net Digital.
Why?
Well, it's clearer, longer talk time, far better voice security.
Whoa. I'm a little confused.
Well, talk to Telecom Mobile Net. They'll give you the right advice because they're the experts in both 018 and digital technology.
Technology. Now that's something I can relate to.
You do.
Telecom Mobile Net. We're talking the right advice.
Barnacle Bills, why don't you come on over? Catch the great fresh seafood taste. Cause we're cooking it right every day, every night. Barnacle Bills special way. We're big on taste, yeah, you pick the pack. Make it a meal or make it a snack. A family favorite, served up with a smile. Barnacle Bills, why don't you come on over? Catch the great fresh seafood taste.
Columbia Pictures presents
I may be having a problem.
Bill Murray
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
in a story about a weatherman who's living life like there's no tomorrow.
Don't drive angry.
Because there isn't.
I am an immortal. I have been stabbed, shot, frozen, electrocuted.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
Groundhog Day.
Danielle Steele. Of all her marvelous books, none has more romance, passion, and depth of feeling than this.
You believe in love at first sight?
The story of a family through a bitter world war, through childbirth, infidelity, the founding of a mighty business empire.
I'm gonna run it.
Through happiness and disaster.
I loved your father. He was a Nazi.
Bridesheads Anthony Andrews, the Kennedys Annette O'Toole.
This is my baby's life.
In Danielle Steele's masterpiece, now brought faithfully to the screen, Sunday and Monday nights on 7.
13-9. Darren Jarman out of the centre. Ricciuto tried to take it away. Pritchard got his hand on it. Andrew Jarman, who's snared a couple of balls brilliantly tonight. Greg Deere caught. McDermott's in there with a couple of hawks, including Gowers and Pritchard. So as Ross Glendinning said, Adelaide has regrouped and got right back in it. McDermott's first real touch. Quick kick by Cooper. Lucky. Went straight to Pritchard. To Gowers. From half back. Left foot out to centre wing to Platten. Half volleyed it well. Got a nice bounce. Ran round and cleverly kicked it to Ben Allen, who's had a terrific start to this year. Former best and fairest of the club in the premiership year. Goes bang to half forward. Oh, play Jarman. It was clever.
It was almost a step off, but he was clever enough to come back. Knew the umpire was going to nab him, and also knew that Scotty Lee was on his hammer.
What's that in gridiron? You signal a fair catch, don't you?
No, I'm not playing on.
Well, on the run, you'd back him from here, wouldn't you? You'd say bang, you'd go through the middle from 50 metres. He's a great kick. Boom. Gives it a hook and misses. Don't worry about the distance, but he's one of those enigmatic players that I think is better on the run than he is from a stand.
Well, he did take a bit of an arc there, Bruce, which is not unlike the way Mark Harvey kicks at Essendon. Just not accurate enough.
Rouvray goes wide, wants Ben Hart to run it down.
And he does. Well worked. Around the outer side he goes, utilising his speed. Pulls it back beautifully. Groom. Just forward of the wing. Kicks for space and Modra on his knees. Couldn't rake it in. The crumbs went to Langford. Ayres did well. And now Cooper. Little chip pass. Pritchard takes the mark. Plays on immediately. Jarman towards half forward. Platten's in front down there. Bickley a timely fist. Platten did nicely. Greg Deere roved the pack. Gets it across to Crawford. 55 metres out. Charged down superbly McGuinness. He goes up the ground and boots it out wide. Now it's a foot race. The handicaps favoured this man. Condon but McGuinness didn't read the form sheet. He caught him and knocked it away. Over the ball is Ayres. He's pushed off it. Tumbling in there is Anderson. We've got a whistle, and it will be thrown in. Superb stuff by McGuinness to smother, to soccer the chase. Boundary throw in forward of left centre wing for the Crows. Clean possession there to Hodges. Down he went. Anderson slung. That was uncanny. Found the ball with his boot. Gets it out of bounds about 20 metres further afield.
Liptak warming up to get ready to come on. Still Baxter wearing Andrew Jarman. Hodges, who's started today, or tonight, much better than last week. Darren Jarman got a quick kick. Anderson was in there, couldn't get it away. Condon off balance, high kick. Brown, clever. Cooper, well played. Took it on his left side. Can play Cooper's, had a lot of injury problems. Paul Deere, quick throw. Ben Allen, unfortunate. Maynard, Ricciuto went without it. Wiedemann, looking for a free, gets it. Well, goes back for a second try. Short. Groom. Play on. Brown. Quick left foot. Was under pressure. Hawthorn should take it. Free kick going to Collins against McGuinness in the back pocket. Had a brilliant career, Collins. Played in the premiership in the VFA with Sandringham. Goes to centre wing. Ben Hart at the back. Ricciuto, the second youngest Adelaide player to make his debut in an AFL game for points, and Ben Hart was the youngest at 17.
Boundary throw in. Hodges over the top. Baxter close to the boundary line. Ricciuto out of bounds
on the full.
What a temper. I thought he was over the line still. Boundary umpire in perfect position. Here's McGuinness. Towards half forward. Platten flies from behind. Smart from the side. Falls to Jarman. Nicely done. Bought himself some time. Finds Ricciuto in space. Crosses the ball. The running Maynard, who loves to peel off from half back. Groom is on over the top. Groom now can run in. He can settle. It's a question of accuracy. He fires and fires fully. No, he brushed the post. He brushed the post. The crowd is celebrating, but it's in the behind. Good pressure. I think it was Pritchard who almost got there.
Jarman to McGuinness. Jenke. I had Jarman on my mind. That play was spectacular, wasn't it, earlier on?
Well, that's what Wiedemann couldn't do before, Bruce. That's the class of the player.
Collins. That's why stats can tell so many lies, can't it? When one bloke gets 8 kicks and another gets 13. Here's Pritchard. From centre wing, he's covering some distance to half forward. Hall and Hart. Two outstanding players at different ends of their careers. Hall, the veteran, who's been riddled with a knee injury. Ben Hart, who's promising so much. AFL Rookie of the Year. Looks to have 10 great years in front of him. Little kick away. Brown gets a free. Getting more touches tonight than he did last week.
Gary Ayres behind play, just having a dislocated finger fixed.
Brown to centre wing. Maynard and Hodges with the flyers. Condon got a high tackle. Should get the free kick against Hodges. Very loose by Hodges. Condon already under pressure. Could have sweated off on him. The pocket. Hall, Hart, McDermott, who's been suffering with rib injuries. Caught. Suspected broken rib, McDermott, and was thought he might be given a rest.
Yeah, it's from the Eagles game, Bruce, a few weeks ago.
So he got a bye after that, and it couldn't fix itself up by the look of it, and he's had to play 3 matches since. To Wiedemann. Quick kick. Long kick to centre wing. McGuinness and Collins. Free kick. No, play on. Langford. Groom comes in hard. Anderson versus Condon. Anderson attacks it very well. He is a thumping kick normally round the body. Groom didn't get a good bounce. Ricciuto runs onto it. Hawthorn hold it up well. Langford to Ben Allen. Ricciuto runs him down. Still Ben Allen. Oh, good take. Collins well played. Hawthorn under pressure. Back to Jarman. McGuinness still. It was clever. McDermott. to centre half forward. Langford against Groom. Langford's handball good to Cooper, and away go Hawthorn again.
Cooper pulls it around to Crawford. Thought about going back to Pritchard. Now he releases the ball. Pritchard quick hands to Jarman. Jarman through the middle towards half forward. Storming up the ground was Dunstall. Timely fist from Rouvray. Still Dunstall. Brilliantly done. Driving across the boot, Bickley. Dunstall. Third chance was led surely. Must get the free kick. Proudwood holding the ball eventually. It comes to Tregenza.
Correct, and it should have been a free kick for being led. He was playing the footy.
Wiedemann, great defence by the same token by the Adelaide Crows, but Dunstall kept buttering up. Cooper goes in short. This is Allen on the outer side. 2-2 to 1-4. The Hawks lead. Allen going for distance. Not a particularly good kick. Pittman dropped it. Lee out of the congestion. Now Anderson set a task. He's surrounded. He'll need to win this ball cleanly because there's no support. He does. Brilliant pick-up. Little chip pass. Brown at full tilt. Left half back. Hoisted high towards half forward. McGuinness blinded by the light. Slapped away by Collins. Gowers flicks it across, looking for Jarman and or the boundary line. Either one would have done. It'll be tossed in. The crowd big and vocal tonight. Ayres in front. Jarman over the top. McGuinness. Must be a free.
Oh, goodness me.
Well, Cooper bound and gagged in there somewhere.
You're not allowed to touch anyone in the back at all, particularly when they're going for the footy. And around the neck.
Bit lucky there, Jarman. A lot lucky. Pittman, Greg Deere, Hodges, Anderson. Free kick. Well, advantage is paid. Groom takes a good mark and gives it off to Maynard, who goes bang to Modra. Jenke with him. What a good contest played, Modra. Very well played. Wiedemann misses it. Well,
deserved a goal.
It sure did. They were stiff. But they've been stiff a couple of times tonight. It was a great contest. And Wiedemann unfortunate.
They are very difficult to control. I mean, don't care what anyone says. Have a go at that yourself. It is very, very tough.
Jenke goes bang down towards the centre. Langford to target with Ayres. Ayres takes it. Gee, some premierships between those two. 9 to be exact. As Ayres goes to half forward. Lee should have got a free against Paul Deere. Gives it off to Smart. Runs away. Deere just runs straight through Tregenza and flattens him. Here's Maynard. Modra is the target yet again. Jenke's done well on him. That's a great mark though. It's an exciting full forward.
So the bloke who's making space for the Crows, Bruce, is Robbie Maynard. His preparedness to run is just amazing. He is as fit a player as I've seen alongside McGuinness. For a bloke of his size, he's prepared to cover ground up the field. For a bloke who's held down centre half back, he plays like a ruck rover. Good stuff.
He's leading goal kicker one year, Ross at Norwood, so he can play it either end. Modra leans back and kicks a goal. Modra's first, and Adelaide in front for the first time tonight, late in the opening quarter, at 2-5 to 2-2 in what is shaping up to be a great contest.
Yes, and that little two-play there by Lee and Smart, very clever to break up the play, go cross ground because Maynard had made the space, and not only was a kick good, but a fantastic mark under pressure by Modra.
28 goals for the season then for Tony Modra. Pittman decisively. McDermott high up and under inside the 50. Maynard turns, goes goalward, open goal. 2 and 30 seconds.
He must have heard you, Roscoe.
Well, last week in a losing side, Bruce, he had something like 30 touches, and it was nowhere near his fault that the Crows lost. His commitment to the team is just fantastic. I just admire this bloke so much. And you said he's played full forward before. He knows where those goals are. He just got his kick away in time. He knew the pressure was coming. Terrific stuff.
He's played 49 consecutive matches. Hasn't missed a match for Adelaide. 3-5-2-2. Pittman uncontested. Suddenly the floodgates have opened. Oh, that would hurt if you've got a broken rib. Risciuto caught, and free kick coming back to McDermott, is it? And the captain...
Well, it was like a steam train, and Gary Esich, I can assure you.
Ricciuto goes to Mondra, good kick. Great mark. That's a sign of a fantastic mark. You can take it out in front under that pressure.
That's almost exactly how Dunstall takes them when he's at his peak, which he is for most of his career. To take marks like that, particularly in these conditions, under pressure like that, eyes on the footy, it's just soft hands, but firm enough to make sure the ball is there. When it gets to your hands, you just grasp it firmly. They're not like rocks. It's a perfect match. Well played.
Well, will this be the third goal within a minute and a bit? Drop punt straight through again. I think you'd call this a major turnaround, wouldn't you, Dennis? 3 goals in about 70 seconds.
Yes, against the trend of play, really, because it was really being slugged out by these two sides, wasn't it, Ross?
Yes, some of their kicks under pressure, just a week in footy, or 4 days in footy, particularly for the Crows, is just a long time. And the difference between the team tonight and the team on Sunday is just fantastic.
Well, that is one of the great marks. Tony Modra. Normally you can see daylight between the man in front and the man behind, but we saw Jenke body to body with him. The fist was there as well, and the mark was held. Just one grab so clean. Condon lays it back. There's the kick from Cooper down towards half forward. High floater. Wiedemann didn't go at the ball. Allen goes off the ground. Play on is the call. Crawford towards full forward. The Crows don't want to give up one here. Rouvray intent on going to the boundary, or was he? It was boxing. Away he comes out of the back pocket. Dangerous area on the ground. Lee goes up. Couldn't hang on. Down goes Crawford. There's the siren. And the crowd welcomed that sound. Almost for Hawthorn. But the siren sounded to deny them. So Adelaide 4-5. A rush of goals late in the term. Lead by 15 points. 4-5 plays 2-2.
When looking to produce a station wagon for the world, Mitsubishi had it designed and built in Australia. Because no one appreciates space more than Australians. The Magna Wagon.
Barnacle Bills, why don't you come on over? Catch the great fresh seafood taste. Cause we're cooking it right every day, every night. Barnacle Bills special way. We're big on taste, yeah, you pick the pack. Make it a meal or make it a snack. The family favorite, served up with a smile. Barnacle Bills, why don't you come on over? Catch the great fresh seafood taste.
Save dough at Rocker Brothers. Top quality air filters, now just $3.95. Ryco oil filters to suit Ford and Holden, $4. Bosch ignition points, $3.95. Ryco fuel filters, great value, $2.90. Repo polish, water range, just $2.75.
We're saving dough at Rocker Brothers. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
Yes, the boys are back in town, and so's their favourite reading. It's the 1993 Camry Crows official yearbook. It's on sale now at all newsagents, but it won't be for long. Get yours before they're all gone.
Go.
Circle. Looks like a rock one that's fallen down.
Beach ball.
2 circles.
Plate.
Main course is hard to... Zucchini. That's...
Pictionary. Second edition, now available.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
On this week's Talk to the Animals,
I want you to sit up and pay attention.
as Harry performs a pedicure. Meet the pig who hangs out in a pub.
Seems to like a beer.
Loves a beer, doesn't smoke. A three-legged sheepdog, a crazy-coloured guinea pig, and some mischievous monkeys.
But they're so agile, aren't they?
Richard of Arabia learns to ride a camel. Sarge! And we visit the movie set of White Fang.
She makes me look good.
It's Australia's family favourite, presented by the Commonwealth Bank, 6:30 Sunday.
See you on Talk to the Animals.
Welcome back to Football Park. At quarter time, the Crows lead 4-5 with a rush of goals at the end over Hawthorn 2-2. It's 29-14. And in the other matches, a progress score. Melbourne well in control of Richmond early in the third quarter. They lead 13-9 to 6-6. Now the goal kickers, Healy and Cow, that's Darren Cow and Greg Healy, 3 each for Melbourne, and Nathan Bauer, 3 for Richmond. But the Demons look as if they've got that 1-1 early in the third quarter at 13-9 to 6-6. Max Stevens has been down on the boundary line. And Max, what do you have to report?
Well, Bruce, Alan Joyce claims they controlled that quarter up until the 20-minute mark, and they let Adelaide right back into the game. Now, he said, don't go wide, go the quickest way home, which is straight down the ground. He wants the defenders to be more direct. Graham Corns wants the Crows to man up and stop the short stuff, go long. He said they only played 10 minutes of solid football at full strength, but that was enough to have them back in the game at quarter time and hold that slim lead.
Thanks for that, Max Stevens. Chris McDermott, who would be feeling it a bit because just before quarter time, Rossi copped a hard one from the other captain, Gary Ayres.
Yes, and the question has to be asked, are you going for the man or for the football?
Well, will McDermott get through the match? He went to the interchange bench in the crisis last week against Melbourne and couldn't be part of the action late. And here he is in the centre court and going for holding the footy and going to Darren Jarman, who had a productive opening term. Would have had 5 or 6 kicks. High one to centre half forward, certainly down the centre. Hall was at the back, Lee was at the front, McGuinness with pace, Hudson's on the ground, and notice Pittman hip and shouldered him off the footy. A good mark by Hodges at centre wing. Oh, Hamble not a good option to McDermott, got away with it. Tregenza goes bang, Modra on a lead, could get a good bounce. Didn't, but controlled it very well. Brown, half volley, clever. Tregenza, Ricciuto, steady, bang, drop punt, and has put it through. The kid has kicked his first goal in the AFL, the 17-year-old, and Adelaide have stretched it away now. They've kicked 4 goals in about 2.5 minutes of football playing time.
Yes, and the plaudits from the Crows players coming back to Pittman for his work across half-back there. Good control by Modra. And a great pick-up by Brown, who's been down on form. And Tregenza did the right thing, giving across to Ricciuto. I sat next to his parents before the game, and they were terribly excited. And they'd be very thrilled with that kick. Crawford is the player off for Hudson.
Ricciuto, a very likely type too. He's had a lot of touches in his first game. McDermott in the thick of things again, dragged down by Paul Deere. And the ball up. Alongside the centre circle, a sellout crowd at Football Park on a glorious night. Temperature at about 20 degrees. It's quite warm. Jarman goes off the ground inside the 50. Hart did well in a tight situation. He was nudged out, but found the ball with his boot. Goes after it. He's very agile, quick, and a cool head as we saw there. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson just outside the defensive 50. He's added something this season. Around the outer side, long kick. Well done by Gowers, got in front. Cleverly too, knocked down there by Ayres. Crossed the body, going nowhere, Pritchard. Eventually it's McDermott inside the 50, Langford.
Centre half back tonight. Jenke with a job on Modra. Langford goes with Groom. He kicks it to centre wing. Good mark by Jarman. Was he off?
That's a little step forward.
Just testing the water, wasn't he? Goes to half forward. Ben Hart outnumbered. Pritchard and Hall went. Hall turns once, gets caught. Andrew Jarman's in a tight squeeze. Oh, well played to Anderson, who should rebound strongly. Drop punt. Into the centre. Gowers, nice take. Greg Deere was a hot one for him. Gowers under pressure. Deere able to find some space. Boy, Anderson rips it away from Gowers. Anderson's had a very good match. Brown was spending it before he quite got it, but he too's playing better tonight. Centering kick, Groom, clever against Langford, gave himself the run of it. Then toe poked it towards Hodges on the run. Getting back Ben Allen, or free kick, no, against Hodges I thought for deliberately kicking, but play on called. Langford clever, Jarman, third kick this term, and it's a good one to half back to Greg Deere.
He's got some time on the outer side. Goes down towards half forward, looking for Hall. He used his body well. Hudson on the ground. Hand pass untidy. Jarman. Anderson. Now McDermott. Hart needs to kick it and does. Towards centre half forward. Going back with courage. A strong mark is held by Hodges.
That should lift him, Dennis. He needs those sorts of marks to pep him up.
Hodges. Oh, shocking kick. Sometimes his disposal is lamentable. This is McGuinness. High kick back towards the wing. Hudson, did he nudge him out? Yes, he did, according to the umpire. Not too sure about that. Hudson makes the point. Upper body strength or lower body strength. Not sure what, but strength. Here's Lee. In other words, centre half forward McGuinness in best position claims the mark for the Hawks.
Swings it wide to Pritchard. Little one on to Ben Allen at centre wing. Hawthorn badly needing a goal. They started so promisingly with the first couple. Well played, Hudson. That was strength, Dennis. Upper body against Lee. Now Dunstall provides a lead. Clever kick by Hudson. Round the body. Hooked it beautifully, didn't he?
It had to be so spot on off the boot, and then to carry as it did, and Dunstall's pace to get away from Rouvray, who faced him initially on the lead, which is difficult because then once the player steps away from you, you then have to turn and chase, and you're always going to be behind. But Dunstall forced to go to the pocket, just midfielder is bottled up.
He's kicked two, as I said earlier. He's kicked over 800 now. He's closing in on Bernie Quinlan and Peter McKenna on the all-time list. He's number 7. Drop punt, good looking kick off the boot. Great kick by Dunstall. He's outstanding. But we knew that before tonight. We knew that a long time ago. 3 goals to Jason.
And maybe Hudson, the player coming on to replace Crawford at the start of this quarter, can give them a lift. A very poor mistake early in the quarter, then a bit of a nudge earlier on that didn't go his way. On that occasion, used his body correctly, got the footy, and his disposal was very good, and even better disposal from Dunstall.
So the margin is 15 points, just over 20 minutes remaining in this first half, and Pittman gets it down. Condon going against the flow, goes back after the ball. At the base of all of that is Jarman. In fact, both of them. Pair of Jarmans pick themselves up from the base of that pack and a bounce alongside the centre circle. Pittman and Dia wrestle. That was interesting. Condon over the top, thumps it out wide. Tregenza leads in the race. 2 speedsters there. Pritchard dragged him down, but not before he got the kick off. Here's Wiedemann confronted, goes over the top. Maynard, nicely done once, but not twice. McGuinness drags him down, holding the ball.
He's had nowhere to go. Tried to beat 2 or 3, and you can't do that, unfortunately.
McGuinness, very high kick towards half forward. Paul Deere in front. Smart reaches over the top. Platten tries to crash through, taken by Hart. Ricciuto couldn't hang on. Held without it was McGuinness. Oh, gee. There'll be a ball up on the wing. The crowd won't holding the ball, but I think they should quit while they're ahead. McGuinness didn't have it initially as he tried to go through. Rucks go at it. Pittman gets it down brilliantly. Brown to Tregenza. Tregenza, right half forward, centering kick, looking for Modra. Awkward bounce, it runs free behind. Ayres, Maynard over the top. Quick hands there from Gowers, but it's going to be a free. Ayres was pushed in the back.
So the Hawthorn captain, twice the Norm Smith medalist, to centre wing. Good mark, Condon. Hawthorn have just stemmed the flow a bit and are starting to regroup. Centre wing or Hall clever. Very good handball. Pritchard, Platten. Dunstall will be on a lead. You can bet that. And there's a similar story, isn't there, at both ends of the ground. When they go forward, open forward line, fast leading full forward.
Yes, and today's footy, Bruce, tonight's footy more particularly, you just need that crisp ball handling, the instinctive give-off, whether it be a kick or a short handball to the player going past. You create something, the space opens up, and your forward line has something to lead into, and disposal is very good.
Well, Dunstall with 3, and you'd reckon he'll make it 4, keeping Hawthorn very much in touch. 5-5-3-2. Drop punt by Dunstall. Good looking kick, another one. Well, this remarkable player with 4 goals in the first 40 minutes of this match, and that's Hawthorn's goal tally at 26-35.
Just a great tussle between both sides here midfield. McDermott a bit lucky there with the late tackle, but the advantage was with Hawthorn through Platten, and he always finds, well, invariably finds Dunstall with his disposal of his forward of centre.
Hawthorn getting back into this now, playing solidly in the midfield. There's Greg Deere, out-rucked by Pittman. Condon dragged down by Jarman. Held too long in the tackle, says the umpire, and that's fair enough. Condon very quickly in off the line of the square. Generally the first man to arrive, uses the ball reasonably well, but there's a 50-metre penalty.
Yes, Brownie trying to cover his man came across the mark because the player played on in Condon to come out wide. Brown got caught there coming across the mark, therefore there's a 50-metre penalty.
They do have a 5-metre tolerance. If they're chasing a man, here it is again.
There he goes across because he wasn't, so he didn't realise that Condon had come out this way.
No one close to it. So the kick from Condon is good. Hawthorn get another one. And generally, the goals have been coming in clusters tonight for both these sides.
Yes, teams now are very good at trying to take their opposition player across the mark when their teammate has the footy, and they run across the mark which they're entitled to if their team has the ball, but the opposition, of course, is not allowed to, and players sometimes chasing their opponent with their head down don't realise where the ball is and where they're going.
I think Andrew Jarman might have been reported here. Umpire having a good long talk to him. Certainly wrote something in the book. I can only imagine that Jarman has been disputing the first decision against Condon, and I reckon he might have gone. 5-5-5-2. We'll probably find out at half-time. Max obviously will chase that up, but could well have been reported, Jarman. Gowers crashes through. Hawthorn suddenly on top. Hall, well played. Allen, good take. Lovely play, Wiedemann, though, to hold it up. Allen with him. Wiedemann tucks it underneath. Can be dangerous when you do that. Half forward left for Hawthorn. In attack, trailing just by 3 points. Platten unable to get it away. Wiedemann and Pittman battling it out. Oh, Ben Allen just rips it off Wiedemann and then goes for goal with a reasonable kick, free kick down the ground against Adelaide. And was that Jarman again? Andrew Jarman? Dunstall to get the free kick down the ground, and this is very poor play by Adelaide. When you look at the free kicks they've given away in the last couple of minutes, resulting in goals, and Dunstall to step back and to kick his 5th. Here's Dunstall, tucked away in the pocket, leans back, bang, Hawthorn in front. Well, what a change. 5 goals to Dunstall, 6 to Hawthorn, 6-2-5-5.
They just confirmed that for you, Bruce. I was just looking downfield. There are a couple of changes being made there, so I just wasn't up with the play, which is my mistake there, so I can't confirm that for you.
Yeah, I think it might have been the way Hudson spoke to Jarman. It might have been Jarman who gave the free kick away.
So Hawthorn suddenly getting a real score on. Good happening on the line of the square, as you can see. Everyone wanting to be first in. Greg Deere wins it down. Ricciuto did nicely. Well, over the head of Smart as it turned out. is on his knees, taken high according to the umpire. So Hawthorn getting a run at the present time, and the Crows need to settle. The Hawks, for so long the champs, being tested tonight, and they're responding brilliantly. Down goes Allen, and Wiedemann in turn met solidly by Paul Deere. Deere really inclined to throw his body around. Now a whistle, and the ball up about 45 metres out from goal. Lee and Paul Deere. Plenty of players around the ball. Greg Deere gets it down. Allen all set up to kick it, but someone knocked the ball away. McDermott at the base of the pack. And another bounce. Well, you could throw a blanket over about 20 players there. Here's the bounce. There's the time remaining and the score. Pittman. Hudson. That's ambitious to try and go back through there. Platten, was he taken high? No. He was burrowing through. And another bounce. Jason Dunstall, 5 goals. 5 out of 6 so far. Pittman and Deere, they wrestle again. How will the umpire call that? It's free to Pittman. Plays on to McGuinness, who chits it out wide, taken by Lee, close to the boundary line. Low trajectory kick towards the wing. Down goes Brown. McGuinness tries to soccer it off the ground. Picked up by Platten. Brilliantly done. Hurried kick inside the 50. Lee goes back. Just taps it to his own advantage. And again, close to the line. Confronted there by Pritchard. And the ball jarred loose and goes out of bounds. Throw in. About 70 metres from Hawthorn's attacking goal. And they've done the bulk of the attacking so far in this term, much to the chagrin of that group.
Having kicked the last 4 goals after Ricciuto kicked an early goal for Adelaide to give them a big break. Darren Jarman, Ben Allen, Dunstall.
Well, the umpire's right next to it. The crowd's calling for a half volley, a bump ball, whatever you like. But he was in pretty close proximity to this. Just watch the ball here. Scooped up on the wrist almost of Dunstall. Well done, good decision.
Terrific mark.
To control the ball like that is just outstanding.
Going for goal number 6, which is also an outstanding statistic at this stage of the second quarter, and bang through for another one. Well, he's spoiling the party, this man, and the party is turning sour for Adelaide in a hurry. It's 7-2 to 5-5.
Yes, from the game last year, Bruce, when the Crows came through in the last quarter to kick 6 goals to win by a point at Waverley. I think it was round 12. Dunstall kicked 7 for Hawthorn. Was the outstanding player here, and to have kicked 6 in not even a half of football is just fantastic. I'll always applaud that player.
So 9 points now Hawthorn's way. They've simply denied the Crows the ball in this term. Here's Jarman again. They win it out of the centre square. High floater. Hall is going back. Hart in front. Oh, almost a terrific mark. It wasn't paid. He brought it to the ground. The umpire called play on and now wants to ball it up. Well, the man in front there, that was a tough call. Watch it again.
I'm not sure what else you have to do.
I would have paid that one. Out of the congestion, Adelaide work it up towards the middle. Jarman was over the ball. McDermott to Wiedemann. The Crows needing a goal as Wiedemann comes down towards half forward. Groom does nicely. Quickly to his feet. Kicks for space. Modra would have been better advised, I think, to go at the ball. Sock it off the ground down there by Cooper. Out of bounds in the pocket. That time Modra more intent on jostling for position. And I think Groom surprised him by the pace that he was up and moving the ball on, looking for Modra, almost instinctively coming on the lead. It didn't eventuate. Ayres in front. Maynard claimed almost as the ball arrived there by Gowers, and will have a bounce in the pocket.
Again, Jarman talking to the umpire. Hodges and Gowers. Gowers won the tap. Off the ground by Cooper. Didn't go very far. Brown was over the top of him. Caught a Hawthorn player there, Baxter. Now Condon. Anderson runs into the line and a throw in.
Is there a statute of limitations if you're reported for abusing the umpire when you can claim it's the same conversation, Ross? It's
Just a recording.
Same conversation all night,
Gowes, Hodges, Collins round the body to half-back. Platten outnumbered. Bickley was there with McDermott. Free kick to McDermott against Platten. But nothing really happening. Is that? No 50. Bickley looking for something extra for McDermott. Now goes short McDermott to Bickley, who's run up to about 45 metres.
Done a good job on Platten too, Bruce.
Notice Platten not playing in the centre square tonight. He's been playing more as a half-forward wingman. Pinch hitter rather than ball getter. As Bickley kicks from 50. Great looking kick. Is that a goal? It is. No, hit the post. Gee, I actually thought the player ran across and hit the post. He's running through, but I was in a very poor position, by the way, from here. I'm not claiming that umpire's wrong, but that's the way it looked. 5-6-7-2. Second time an Adelaide player's hit the post tonight. I think Groom was the other one in the first quarter. But for Adelaide, at least they've had it in attack. They haven't had it for a long time. Hawthorn have kicked the last 5 goals. Jenke bangs it down the centre. Wiedemann crashes through. Tregenza sidesteps cleverly. The ball was touched off the boot. Jarman in the front spot. Gets a free kick.
Took the mark anyway, but he's got head front posse. And if he does that and concentrates on the footy, I think the talking does pep him up a bit, but it might pep him out if he's not careful. Actually, it was well done by Tregenza. A bit of heavy traffic there. Got his ball to boot very quickly, and cleverly done. Just held his player up in. Yankee, well done. Baxter, I should say.
Drop pump by Jarman. And he squeezed it through.
The name of the game is Australian.
When looking to produce a station wagon for the world, Mitsubishi had it designed and built in Australia. Because no one appreciates space more than Australians. The Magna Wagon.
Duelmaster Promotions presents the action entertainment event of the year. Stephanie Curtis fighting Antonia Horn for the Commonwealth kickboxing title. Over 10 rounds of kickboxing action. Come to support the South Aussies kicking the Vixen, the New South Welshmen, in the interstate kickboxing clashes, supported by a full card of action entertainment at Heaven Newmarket Hotel, Tuesday, May 4. Tickets through Bass. Ozticket are at the door. Doors open 6:30 p.m. Show starts 8:30 p.m. Proudly sponsored by Heaven, Carlton United Breweries, and sanctioned by the World Kickboxing Association.
There's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is A1 Sports at Norwood is closing down. Hey, you haven't heard the good news yet? Open up. The good news is everything has got to go and you can save up to 70% on these big brand names and more. Shoes start at $25, clothes start at $5, tennis rackets start at $20, sporting equipment and more, all at ridiculous prices. This store is closing. Oh, so don't miss out. A1 Sports, 169 The Parade, Norwood, next to the Town Hall.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
It's fantastic.
Incredible.
They say it's full of cheese.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
It's McDonald's Triple Cheeseburger. 1, 2, 3 slices of cheese, 3 all beef patties with ketchup, mustard, pickles and onions.
It is full of cheese.
McDonald's Triple Cheeseburger.
I wish this could last forever.
No, it's only for a limited time.
It's Mac time.
BP's research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 7th floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place. Your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
on heat of the night.
Large quantities of drugs are missing.
Should a doctor help agonized patients to end it all?
Are you sure? God bless you.
A saint or a sinner?
I'll bring Lambert up on murder charges.
Can you help me?
A gripping story, Tuesday, 9:30 on 7.
Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around.
Celebrate Kate and Harry's most romantic moment, their wedding.
Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound.
Seesawing affair this. Hawthorn by 2 points now. Pittman, who's done well on the ball, gets it down. McGuinness held a long time in the tackle. Quick hands got it away. McGuinness to Platten, who boots it towards half forward. Hudson paid the mark. Paul Hudson down towards half forward. Goes out wide. Lacks marking. Ears. Meters in the clear.
Yeah, that's Hodges' man.
Ears. Goes for distance. Towards the kick-off line. Dunstall in front. Gowers couldn't control it. Sliding in there was Cooper. Tried to soccer it off the ground. Set himself for it. This is Hart with plenty of support. All Crows. Tregenza comes away. The third bounce. He's fastidious with his bouncing. Gets it over the top. Wiedemann. Not so with his hand passing. That was a shocker. Hudson cleverly. This is Allen left half forward. Good kick to Gowers into open space. Well, if you've got that zone, you can't waste it coming out. They've been caught badly on the rebound. German. Tailor-made. Like dominoes back down the ground once they turned it over. What a mark.
Yes, without detracting from Jarman's mark, which is absolute beauty there. Just set himself magnificently, but Simon Tregenza has to realise that if he takes a bounce out of defence and the player is on, he must kick the ball to him. The more he bounces, the more the players get out of play, and he leaves himself with nowhere to go. He ended up handballing to Wiedemann, who's in all sorts of trouble, and he's not a good deliverer of the footy anyway.
Here's Jarman, 15 metres out goal. 8-2 plays 6-6.
Yes, without thrashing the point, it must be terribly frustrating for teammates and coaches alike when not only Simon Tregenza but other players do the same thing. You cannot just keep bouncing the ball like that and then the handball to a player who's not in a good position with his back to the play, and a turnover results in a goal, albeit from a fantastic mark.
Hudson's made a bit of difference when he's come on. He was the one that ripped it off Wiedemann there. He's done better with Hudson. Great mark, Jarman. Spectacular. We've seen 3 brilliant marks tonight. 2 in that fashion, Pittman and Jarman, and the other one by Modra. 6-6-8-2. Fascinating first half at Football Park. A game of fluctuating fortunes as Pittman goes. Darren Jarman has been very good. You expected him to save something for tonight. Wiedemann bangs it out of the centre square to centre half forward. Andrew Jarman didn't quite hold it line up. Brown off the ground. They should get a goal here, surely. Oh, no. Surely isn't the case. Jenke goes wide. Hart's handball. Darren Jarman, arrogantly, just took them on. He's playing a game here tonight. Tucks it under the shoulder. Gets rid of another one. And goes bang from centre wing. And gets Tony Hall.
And that's the difference, Bruce.
And Hall quickly plays on and gets Condon. And Hawthorn have turned this second quarter right around. Condon goes short again. Adelaide in a mess.
Some of those midfield players now, like Wiedemann, who's picking up Ben Allen, just tiring now. They can't pick up the play when their rebound football happens. And they just sat off too far. 5 and 10 metres just far too far away. And there's no way known you can pick up anyone, even if you are Peter Matera or Tony McGuinness.
Ben Allen from 40 metres out. Drop punt. Hawthorn kicking well tonight. Another one. Very accurate, this Hawthorn side at 9-2 to 6-6, and Darren Jarman magnificently set that up on from the back pocket right up to centre wing.
Yes, and he had the ability then to look up on each occasion after bouncing the ball to see whether he had someone to deliver the ball to. He didn't put his forwards out of position, and then his kick in the end was just perfect.
Danger time now for Adelaide.
14 points the difference. Just over 6 minutes till half-time. Deere goes up and gets it down. Jarman so good tonight at getting it out of the centre square. Interesting. He bounced the ball in about the self-same position that we saw Tregenza have it for the other side. And the disposal said it all so far. The difference between these two sides underlined. Greg Dia. Wiedemann's got it. Platten's got him. Out wide it comes. Anderson gets on the end of it to Brown. Now the Crows needing a goal. Brown storms away from centre. Good use of the ball. That should be 50. I thought the man was late and was really trying to make smart pay, but it was rather crude. A couple of steps at least.
Change being made by Graham Clawns. Hodges off. Liptak to come on, so tall for a short.
Smart now will kick from outside the 50. Goes for distance. Good looking effort. Modra works his way in front, off hands, and a minor score. Matthew Liptak on the ground. Turns 23 today. Here's Jenke to put it in. These set plays a bit like a blind date. Never quite sure what's going to happen. He finds Jarman up the ground eventually. Do you like the set plays?
I like the blind dates.
They don't have those anymore, do they?
There's Dia over the top to his brother.
Oh dear.
Dia down towards half forward. Lee takes the mark in defence. He's at right half back.
I should say I used to like the blind dates.
It's waiting for that.
This game going to Perth. Centre wing, good mark. Pittman played on. Was a bit lucky.
Well, it's similar to Jarman.
Centering kick. Groom and Smart both go together. Who's reading it? Andrew Jarman foxing a bit. Well played. Tregenza caught. Dropped it. Got rid of it cleverly. McGuinness tries to run off Jarman. I think McGuinness might have the job of tagging Jarman at the moment. McDermott. Oh, not much flexibility for the captain at the moment. McGuinness crashes into Jarman. And it'll be a ball up. I think McGuinness in a tagging role on the man who's turned Adelaide inside out in this quarter. 2-11s. Adelaide desperate for a goal. Another one to Hawthorn, and it's getting dangerous. Groom, there's just no real pattern for Adelaide up forward now. Nothing sophisticated happening at all as they go into attack. Jenke, still Jenke, crashes his way through. Condon out of defence, kicks towards centre wing. Lee attacked it well. Tregenza short. Risciuto, who's died a bit in this term, but he's had some mates, was going to square it to Anderson. Now congested forward line. Nice kick though by the 17-year-old. Modra with a fly. Oh, good mark. Fantastic mark. And from Adelaide's point of view, he must goal here.
Yeah, no question, Bruce. And that change being made by Graham Clawns of Hodges off and Liptak onto the ball. McGuinness a bit of a spell, if you can call it, picking up Jarman. What a great mark by Modra.
It's kick two.
Great timing.
This is where Dunstall kicked the first goal of the match from. Modra, bang, misses. 6-8, 9-2. 2-goal margin. Not much in it, but points with Hawthorn. 6 goals to Dunstall. So he's up to 25 for the year. Modra has 2, so he has 29. He's the old champ, the old warrior. Brings it back in. Gary Ayres.
Long kick. And that's something Hawthorn do. If there's nothing on, they just simply kick it long down the middle. This is Langford. Who boots it out wide. Going back with the flight of the ball and met very solidly out there was Cooper. He comes back like a spring-heel jack and deflected it down to Pritchard. Well done. Here's Platten on the outer side wing. It's been well held so far tonight. John Platten. Gives it away. Andrew Jarman. Left half back. The Crows needing a late goal. The clock running down to half-time. He hugs the boundary line. Cooper content to get it across. And it will be tossed in out there. Scott Hodges. One wonders what lies ahead for him, given the form of Tony Modra. They're trying to accommodate both. That won't work. This is Liptak. Dragged off it. Baxter, quick hands. Jarman, high kick. They'll contest on the logo out there. No contest. Gutsy effort there by Beckley. He wanted it most.
And got it. Gives it off to Lee. Lee swings it wide. Good play. Oh, gee, Liptak. Mistake, which means pressure. Groom should go over the top. Oh, played Langford. It was very ordinary from Adelaide. Ben Allen and Will Hawthorn make them pay as they've done all night. On the lead, Hudson, who's added a different dimension to this forward line. Bang, high, into the goal square. Dunstall, you'd reckon he'd get a free kick? No, it's going to bounce through.
Yeah, he's got it, Bruce. It's coming. Oh, it's a goal anyway.
Free kick was going to Dunstall. In fact, it's going to come back to him. Well, what do you say about Liptak and Groom back at the other end?
Platts is arguing with the goal umpire. It's not really his decision.
No, it's just that one little mistake, and all of a sudden all your teammates are out of position because they've been running forward to help create. Then the turnover comes and your teammates are out of position. The Hawthorn players running back into their own forward line, creating space. And again, the goal results.
And this will be 7 goals to Dunstall. With about a minute to go before, less than a minute to go before half-time. Fantastic opening half by the champ. Through it goes. And 5 goals in this term for Dunstall. 10-2 to 6-8. And those mistakes for Adelaide are they're paying dearly for it.
Yes, he got back quickly, Dunstall, because he'd also led when Hudson did, but he turned around very quickly, and the two Adelaide players interfering with each other there, Maynard and Rouvray, causing the collision into Dunstall.
8 goals to 2 in this term. There's the time remaining till half-time. There at the second attempt, Platten down to Allen. They have dominated the centre square. Sliding in there, McDermott on his knees, shovels a hand pass out wide. Liptak met solidly by Cooper going in the other direction. Jarman again. Sockers at about 20 metres further afield. Down goes Lee. McDermott took his time. Kicks it towards half forward. Nothing doing there. Cooper drifting back. Takes the mark. Tries to swing it out wide. That's ambitious. Tregenza was interfered with. Should have got a free. Almost held the mark. With dash. Nicely done, Ricciuto. Squares the ball on the siren. So Ricciuto, a good term, but in general terms, it's been Hawthorn. They've come back terrifically well. 10-2 to 6-8 at half-time. So after trailing by 4-5 to 2-2 at quarter time, the Hawks dug deep and found something. And we're set, I think, for a very entertaining second half, given that this massive crowd very much supporting the Adelaide Crows. Can they come back? 10-2 to 6-8. We'll find out.
Saturday night on the world around us, an adventure like no other.
We're going on the trail of the great grizzly bear in beautiful Alaska.
An award-winning premiere in Grizzly Country on John Riddell's World Around Us, 6:30 Saturday on 7.
This is about promises kept. If we promise it gives your skin incredible moisture replenishment, it will. If we promise visible smoothing of tiny lines, it delivers. If we promise it works like the fluid in young skin, so when it smooths on, it sinks in every time. So skin stays radiantly younger. It has to. Without question. Oil of Ulan. We keep our promise to young skin. Original and sensitive.
This sports update is proudly brought to you by McDonald's South Australia.
After just 4 games, high-flying Tony Modra has kicked 27 goals, more than halfway to breaking the club record of 49 set by Rod Jamieson. His kicking comes with amazing accuracy. He's kicked just 8 points. And speaking of accurate, Don Calhoun became a millionaire when he made this basket at a Chicago Bulls match.
And he loves it. This sports update was proudly brought to you by McDonald's South Australia.
While we're here, I want to stop by the TOYSTORE. Susie's BIRTHDAY is coming up, and I thought we could get her PRESENT today.
Okay.
Why don't you take the kids somewhere for LUNCH, and I'll meet you later.
Oh, well, WHERE.
Well,
how about McDonald's? I mean, McDonald's.
When the need arises, it's comforting to know there's an Alfred James funeral home close by. You'll find us on the South Road at Morford Vale, Marion Road, Plimpton South, Unley Road, Unley, Prospect Road, Prospect, Port Road, Alberton, and Henley Beach Road, Mile End. We can advise on funeral arrangements, bereavement education, or our prepaid funeral plan. Alfred James Funeral Homes, when the need arises.
Mommy said she found a new home.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to see it?
What now? Sure, no problems. Meet you there in 20 minutes.
You know, darling, I think you might have found it.
Nobody does it better.
Thank you, Mr. Hooker.
LJ Hooker, you're the best. Thank Bob, it's Friday.
That's right, you can thank Bob it's Friday, because tomorrow only, with every bargain price car we sell, we're giving away a free bonus to boot. When you buy a top quality Boomerang car tomorrow, you'll not only pay less, you'll also find a great bonus to boot. It could be a video, or it could be a stereo, or it could be $1,000 cash. So get yourself down to Ranella or Bedindi tomorrow for your bargain price plus a bonus to boot.
Last Wednesday, Stephanie Person won some big bucks.
$12,600.
And there's more instant money to be won, so buy your ticket and watch Channel 7 Wednesday night after 7 nightly news.
A reminder about Sports World on Sunday, 8:30 Adelaide time, 9:30 Eastern time, including the football hours of the AFL and Rugby League. And coming soon, the AFL State of Origin series, commencing Tuesday, June 1. Just check your local guides when that series comes about. So plenty to look forward to there. Adelaide coming back onto the arena. They need a big lift. Andrew Jarman very much in the picture. Max Stevens joins us. Max, was Jarman reported in the second term?
Well, the situation is, Bruce, I asked the umpires and they said no comment. We'll speak to you after the game. Now, that's usually a pretty good indication that someone has been reported, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, plenty of noise coming out of the Adelaide rooms. The Crows must settle down. That was the key. Chris McDermott made the point during the week that against Melbourne, they had no system, and that's the case tonight. Corns must want the fancy stuff to stop. Silly little handballs aren't working. They must get the ball moving ASAP. Their disposal, very poor, and mistake after mistake. Now, Scott Hodges came off at about the 25-minute mark, and I think it's time the Adelaide selectors made the hard decision, because many people suggest that Scott Hodges is a full forward and looks out of place in any other position. From Hawthorn, well, very composed in the rooms. Alan Joyce making the point that they're in this game. They're giving Adelaide a bit of what they gave them back in 1991 in that round one match. The job is being done. Let's continue it on in this second half.
Thanks for that, Max Stevens, with his report. As we check Hawthorn coming out and the progressive score from the MCG. Well, Melbourne are really building on their percentage here. They lead Richmond 19 goals, 19, 133 to 7-11, 53. So it's an 80-point margin. Suddenly the Foster's Cup form is looking a little shaky. Richmond and Essendon playing in that final, promising so much. The Bombers having a tough draw, and they're struggling as well. Darren Jarman's been magnificent.
Well, he wasn't quite in that first quarter, Bruce, with 9 touches, but came through with a vengeance with 10 kicks, and he just does use the ball so very well. 17-3 to half-time and a goal. Terrific.
Scott Lee, a very reliable defender. It's been down there a bit tonight.
Jason Dunster, what can you say? 2 goals in the first, 5 in the second, 7 all up to half-time.
Tony McGuinness, well held, as you can see, just 2 possessions in that second term. So McGuinness needs to fire up.
And back to the man with the job on, Andrew Jarman. Started very well, and Jarman's influence on the game has had some very sharp handballs, but not as telling as he can be.
His figures, 4 and 4, not nearly enough if Adelaide are to get back.
So Jarman, McGuinness and McDermott, so often the key to this Adelaide Crows team, down as they were last week against Melbourne.
And Bruce, looks as if Hodges is back on. And the player there, is that Rouvray?
Yep.
Yes,
with Robberin coming off. The other player for the Crows as they ran on the ground, led by Andrew Jarman, I must say. Chris McDermott took almost to the centre square before he got into a jog, and I can tell it was a very slow jog. And he's a pretty sore boy, I would think, but knowing him, he does not want to come off. Crawford and Graham still the interchange for Hawthorn.
Must be temptation with Robberin, who can play at centre-half forward, sitting at the back, or at least at centre-half back if you put Smart to centre-half forward.
Yes, we've discussed that, and as we look, Smart is now down at full-back on Dunstall.
Well, big third quarter, isn't it? 10-2, 6-8. Anderson, Condon go at it at centre wing. There's been no love lost here feel that Hawthorn tactically have certainly won the first half. They did on the scoreboard, and they roughed up Adelaide a bit. Jarman banged it out of the centre, lip tack. Very poor option. The reflex stuff would have been a lot better than grabbing it and then turning around and sweeping one. Tregenza, McGuinness caught by Ayres, and it's going to be a bounce down. So we see Graham in his first match, and Crawford, who kicked 5 goals in the match that Platten didn't play. That was against Sydney. Gavin Dorr, Darren Goldspink, the 2 umpires. Darren Jarman went without it. Brown's quick kick to centre half forward. Langford able to just push Groom underneath it and then took it cleverly, and very well played to Cooper. Nice touch there by Langford, the centre half back. He's played most of his footy in the goal square. Here's Baxter, who certainly had the better of Jarman in containing him at least. Maynard took a fly. Pittman at the back. Platten to Paul Deere. Now Dunstall on a lead. That's the way he'll go. Dunstall cleverly runs Smart underneath it. Dunstall and Smart. Still Dunstall. Paul Hudson. And he's going to get a free kick. Well, he just slid down the tackle, and it was high in the end. A bit of a soft one, but Hudson getting it, and we mentioned a couple of times what an impact he had. Yes, the tackle was high. It's an eerie feeling at this ground, isn't it, when Adelaide are getting beaten? You just don't hear anything from 48,000 people.
It's like being at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Hudson from 45 metres, drop punt to the front of the square. Hawthorn with some numbers at the back. Platten ridden to the ground. Is it out? Maynard runs it through. It's a behind. So Hawthorn, who kicked 8 straight goals in the second term, have a rush one here, a behind at 10-3 to 6-8.
And Bruce Graham Corns, in putting Smart to fullback, does limit his options up forward if they break down there. It's very important that Hodges gets some touches early.
Close to the boundary line. Socket across by Tregenza. It'll be thrown in. Taking a closer look. If it's at the scoreboard, it's not too encouraging at the moment. Pittman's in front. Paul Deere works his way in front. Strong customer. Pittman wins from behind though. Paul Deere soccers it forward. Wiedemann in the grasp. Bickley run down from behind. Battling in there was Hall. Picked up by Hudson close to the boundary line. Floats it out of bounds on the full. So Andrew Jarman will get his 9th possession up from the back pocket. So much to do for the Crows in this second half. Lost their first game last week, in danger of losing 2 on the trot. Around the outer side, Maynard in front, held it a long time. Hodges couldn't control it. Eventually does. Tregenza. McDermott in trouble. Not a bad option, but Hodges takes it across the boundary line. Darren Jarman gets him, and what's that for? Relayed, I think. Perhaps McDermott was put down unfairly late. So Hodges on the outer side goes down towards right half forward. Langford. He's simply too strong for young Groom at the present time. Maynard pushed off the ball. Pritchard went to ground. So did Brown. Langford comes back. He's ridden into the turf. And a whistle.
Yes, when it becomes body-to-body stuff, Dennis, all around the ground, a lot of the Crows players, whilst they have bulked up and got that strength they so-called need, they still need more. And someone like Groom is deficient at the moment, only because of his youth, against a player like Langford when it is that sort of contest.
Yes, the 19-year-old against the 30-year-old. One bloke's played 220 games, the other one about 4. McDermott's quick kick, but no finesse with McDermott tonight. Under great pressure every time he gets the footy. Hawthorn have really marked him. And a good kick by Allen to Greg Deere. Back to Cooper. He's been steady. Here's Baxter running off Jarman. Paul Deere. Greg Deere inside. Good build up here by Hawthorn. Dunstall will be a target. Smart works to the front of him. Paul Hudson, free kick going against Hawthorn this time for a push. And Smart to get it. As Ross said, you're robbing something to put him there. Oh, gee, Wiedemann. Kick had a fair bit on it. I know Wiedemann's got Deere now holding the footy. Free kick to Wiedemann. But Smart going back there on Dunstall just takes away an option up forward for Adelaide.
Very defensive.
You just wonder, you've got to attack 3 goals behind. A kick by Anderson round the body. Here's Brown. Clever. And Liptak runs it out.
Just wonder about the wisdom there of Wiedemann's hand pass in a set play situation where you can think about it, sending Anderson away on his right foot. I mean,
Hodges in the front spot. Lip tap. Poor kick. Gave Groom little chance. Langford under some pressure runs it to the boundary line and out of play. So Adelaide in the pocket, attacking Modra with 2 goals and Dunstall with 7 at the other end.
Boundary throw in. Langford in front. Hits it back towards the boundary line. Condon did nicely in a tight situation, but headed for the boundary. Has it gone out yet? Not according to the umpire, who sets a pick. Hodges goes around it, but couldn't keep it in. So boundary throw in once more. Adelaide making no impression so far. 6-8. That was their half-time score. The Hawks have had it behind. Langford with strength. Dragged off it, though. The kick only went about 10 metres. Jarman to McDermott. Towards full forward. It could bounce through. Instead it sits up on its end. Taken by Jarman. Darren Jarman, who boots it to the outer side. Problems for the Crows now. Allen uses the ball pretty well. He goes down towards half forward. Paul Deere coming up the ground, almost on the wing now. Collins is on for his centred kick. He ignores that. Going back, Lee got his fingertips to it, and just as well. And it's run across the boundary line by Smart. Lee just touching that ball, changing its flight. Had it proceeded, I'm sure it would have hit Dunstall on the chest.
And doesn't the ball change direction very, very quickly?
Darren Jarman's great kick to Allen and then bangs it around to Deere. Wiedemann running over the mark. Deere turning him inside out and going forward. Pittman, good tap. Bickley. Round the body. Pressure for Adelaide all the time. Tregenza and Pritchard. Greg Deere gets rid of Tregenza. Handball by Pritchard. Put the Hawthorn player Cooper under pressure. And we bounce down at half-back. Rashito on camera there, the 17-year-old who's kicked a goal. He's had some touches, but fell apart a bit in that second term, as the team did. Over the top goes the Hawks, that time Condon, and out of play. So quiet opening to the second half, which is just what Hawthorn would have wanted. Hold it up, make sure Adelaide don't come out with anything inspired. Big build-up from the crowd at half-time, and nothing happening for the Crows is just what the Hawks would have wanted early in this third quarter.
Pittman gets it down, looking for Lee, knocked it the wrong way. Platten slides in, it's out of bounds once more. So unrelenting stuff at the present time. Tough, not pretty. Scott Lee thrown in on the outer side. Pittman in front of Deere. It falls behind the pair of them. Baxter did well. This is Condon. Hudson pulls it back. A very good kick. They wrestle down there. Smart and Dunstall. Wiedemann needs to take it cleanly. Looking for a free kick. It goes out of bounds. Well, I suppose the lesson, Ross, as far as the Crows are concerned, when Hawthorn set themselves, it's still a daunting prospect, isn't it?
Oh, no question. And they just are controlling the game. This is the way they like to play. Tight, no finesse.
He's a master at that, is Paul Deere, taking it from the boundary throw-ins close to goal. Slapped out of there by Gowers. Picked up by Jarman. He released it perfectly. Taken by Lee towards midfield. Well, Ricciuto a little bit reluctant to go at that one and gives away the free kick. Greg Deere in the centre square, chips it out wide. Collins within range. Well, almost. He goes to Platten. Platten now will kick from right on the 50. John Platten directly in front. Dunstall is right back on the goal line. Platten goes for it all and misses to the right-hand side of behind.
(10-4), 6-8. Just a couple of points scored in the first 10 minutes of this third quarter. Ben Hart wide to Maynard. It's a quiet one. He started all right. Lee, who was pinpoint accuracy there from Maynard. Needed to be. Liptap, who's been very poor since he's come on. He's made a couple of mistakes. Ben Allen. Greg Deere in the centre square. Swings it to Paul. Well played. Hart, who's played a very reliable defensive game. Off the ground, Pritchard. Hudson's been excellent. Hall short to Platten again. Good mark, Platten. Stretched it. And Hawthorn just building it up and building it up. And slowly but surely taking the Crows apart.
Yes, and Hudson was free, ran right from the other side of the 50-metre line to get that footy.
Platten drop punt. And he's missed that one too, so he'd be disappointed. Two shots that have been relatively simple. And a couple of behinds. And you just feel that if Hawthorn can kick 2 goals here in a rush, it was just about
break right away.
So it was all over. As Hart about to bring it back in. Offensively, Adelaide has struggled since they booted that big score against Richmond. They were going to kick a big score against West Coast and were held up. Kicked 15 against Fitzroy and then could manage only 9 last time against Melbourne.
Round the outer side they go. Allen, the leaper from behind. Lip tack to his own advantage. Can they make something of this? From right half forward, kicks it inside the 50. Modra slipped over. This is still a live one. It hasn't been touched as it runs back towards the goal line. Jenke is back. He stumbles. He's in trouble. Langford out wide. Baxter plays on immediately. Condon pulls it back towards the wing. A clever little kick. Close to the boundary line. Hudson content to run it across. It will be thrown in. Well, amazing really, because they've only got 6 tonight. Now, there's going to be a free kick against Darren Jarman. He made some contact with Scott Lee. I wasn't quite watching.
Yes, it was retaliation from Jarman on the lead push. And I tell you, Jarman was lucky. He nearly touched the umpire there too.
They still jostle off the ball as Liptak is met pretty solidly. Pushing the back surely to the Hawthorn player. That may be Baxter in there, is it? It's a free kick in any case. In fact, it's Ben Allen. So Allen at right half back. Kicks it towards the wing. Platten, the leaper. Bickley with the judgment. They just need to kick the ball, Adelaide. This is Platten. Well done. Good evasion. Platten down towards right half forward. Wiedemann from behind. Didn't make contact with the ball. He leads back in the race. Will want his left side. Oop, shows a bit of the ball to Hawthorn. McDermott under pressure. Back it comes to Bickley. Bickley kicks it to Anderson. Just making the point, they've got 6 goals, Adelaide. 4 of them came within a 5-minute spell.
High one by Anderson to centre. Hodges with a leap. Groom, well done Groom, in a tight situation. Gives Modra half a chance. 1 out. It was a tough ball to control. Well played Modra. Jenke with him. Very well played Modra. Brilliantly played a goal. What a bit of footy that was.
The name of the game is Australian. Push him out.
Saturday, May 15th is McHappy Day. That's when some big names,
some big hearts work at McDonald's to help sick, disabled and underprivileged kids. It's when $1 from
every Big Mac sold
is donated to the Variety Club of Australia
and Ronald McDonald Children's Charities.
Last year, McHappy Day raised over $500,000.
This year, the sky's the limit.
So come on down.
Come on down. Come on down. Buy a Big Mac on Saturday,
May 15th.
and make it a real McHappy Day for the kids.
Mario Mayola Promotions presents for the first time in Australia, Society of 7.
Working 9 to 5.
I just love to tinkle on that piano, darling.
Direct from Honolulu, internationally acclaimed Society of 7 bring new meaning to the word variety with incredible impersonations, brilliant choreography, fantastic costumes and musical genius. From Bruce Springsteen and Motown to Phantom of the Opera, Society of 7 gives you 100% entertainment. Don't miss the show band that US critics are raving about. Society of 7. Christmas season, November 23rd to December 19th. Group bookings, phone 269-6676, 269-6676 or book at fax. Social clubs book early.
You got the whole world.
places. You've got the whole world in your hands with MasterCard.
My Hilux is unbreakable. It takes a full ton. In the back. And in the front. How's the price? Still low. The most powerful Hilux yet. I want a feeling. Toyota.
See the plans for the super cities of the future.
Will this be your suburb in the 21st century?
The hearing aid you can adjust by remote control. And a radical new football boot. Beyond 2000, 7:30 tonight. Sunday, Blanche is in love.
He's special. I've seen him in the pool in his Speedo. He's not that special.
And Slime and Punishment.
Grab your mop. I want to see my face in this floor.
The next two of us from 7:30 Sunday, the Golden Palace and Nurses on 7.
Well, it's the sort of goal that can lift a side. Will it lift the Adelaide Crows? They trail by 15 points. Pittman knocks it forward. McDermott brings it out of the centre. Big roar from the crowd. Modra, who produced the magic, comes out in front. Fisted away by Jenke. Pritchard was out. Couldn't control it through. And Tregenza measures it. And kicks another one. Or has it?
Missed it.
He's missed. Well, he should have kicked it. Still easy to say from up here. The hard work was done. It set in free, but the kick missed to the left-hand side. And a buzz goes around Footy Park. 7-9, 10-5.
Yes, it really does lift, though, Dennis. You're right when you say a goal like that can lift a team. No matter how flat you are, that can be such a lift.
Jenke to Ayres. Pushes it wide. Baxter, free kick against McGuinness. There's another one of the Adelaide playmakers who's now in a defensive role. Pritchard on. Hall, good take. Hart's kept him pretty well under control. But Hall inside to Condon. Played on. Made some space. Got caught by McGuinness. Gives it back up. Gows's high one. The two Jarman set themselves. Darren gives a free kick away. It's one of the negatives about the Jarmans. They're so brilliant, but they do give a lot of free kicks away in situations. Pittman goes wide to McGuinness, who's had a quiet night. McGuinness to the centre wing. Maynard, nice play. Lip tap. Looks for Modra.
And that ain't easy to take either, I can tell you.
That was a terrific move.
Yeah. Good position from McGuinness down the back end there to chase and just offset the Hawthorn players there. He had an option coming wide with his kick to go to Bickley on the other side there, but it went wide and they got away with it. Some quick hands. Oh, gee. Well, admire that as much as what Dunstall's done tonight.
We're getting a feast, aren't we, at both ends? The two full forwards, the young buck, so to speak, and the great champion at the other end. As Modra from 40 metres out, straight in front, drop punt, leans back, goals. Well, he did it against Fitzroy, turned it round, and twice tonight he's given Adelaide stimulation. He's inspired the Modra, and suddenly they're back in this.
Very important 11 minutes or so in football for Adelaide, Bruce, so they can just control Hawthorn, get a couple more goals, even another one, just to bridge that gap. And once three-quarter time comes, they're in striking distance or equal with Hawthorn. It makes all the difference.
Suddenly the crowd's become a factor, doesn't it?
That's right. Hawthorn had been so successful in taking the crowd out of this. Have them to contend with again now. Collins slaps it out wide. McDermott slides in there. Jarman on top of him. And a bounce. It's Platten at the base of that. Official attendance tonight, 46,689. What a terrific crowd. It's been a great game. Generally, Hawthorn on top, but a long way to go yet. Greg Deere sends that one a long way. Andrew Jarman across half back, towards half forward. It runs free. Allen gets back first. Swings it across the ground. Condon in front. Anderson striving. Held him.
Just enough. Free kick was there.
Condon towards half forward. Hall got a hand to it. Over the top, Hart gets it out of bounds. And the crowd applauding almost everything now. Deathly quiet early in the term, almost turning on their team, you felt. Their team has come back strong. Condon worked out of it. Platten slides in there and a whistle. Well, for so long, people have been predicting the demise of Hawthorn, including yours truly, but invariably they come back with something like this. They will not be put down. Jarman out of the congestion. Bickley had a decision to make and made the right one with a lot of courage. From centre wing towards half forward. Broom was up, couldn't hang on. Taken by Liptak, who slipped.
To Brown, to Modra.
Bruce, that effort by Bickley is equally as outstanding as the effort by Modra to kick his goal when he fell over. Just to get through that traffic, steady the footy, then find someone, push the ball forward under congested area, or in a congested area, and then to finish off the passage of play there to find Modra is just terrific stuff.
Liptak's option was good too, to bring it back in where he could have done the boundary.
Best thing he's done all night.
But he's kicked for Modra. Will this be 5 to bring Adelaide within 2 points? Leans back, drop punt, straight through. Well, he must be the most exciting player in this competition seen for a while, this man, Modra.
This is a play. He could be an enigma in one end, but I don't think he will be. I think he'll realise his potential, particularly if the Crows continue to improve. The ball will down his way often enough for him to take as many options as he can, and he is such a sure ball handler. He's not a fumbler, and he's a consistent player, so that's a great plus.
2 points the margin, just under 9 minutes till three-quarter time. Platten out of the centre, kicks it inside the 50, and Hall got rid of Hart, and lunging back has taken this mark about 35 metres out from goal.
He's done a great job, Ben Hart, on Hall. He's really stuck to his guns. He's kept a player who can be very dangerous out of the contest, and just a bit of strength and experience there by Hall. Much there that Ben Hart could do.
So, at least for the present, will the Crows be thwarted by a former South Australian? Hall has missed to the right-hand side.
Gee, Dennis, the former South Australians have been kind to them this quarter. Platten twice and Hall. They could have buried them if Platten had kicked those two.
Old allegiances die hard. 10-6-9-9.
Hart to McGuinness. Didn't gain a lot. But McGuinness normally a long kick, and he was that time. Brown, good take. Bickley, who's become a factor in this quarter. Tregenza, quick kick to half forward. Hodges at the back, good grab. Very good grab. Now he's a thumping kick. He's a long way up, but he should be able to get it in the Modra direction in a hurry, and that's exactly what he's done, a high one. Could Modra take this? He got pushed out. Jenke got rid of him. Deer's quick kick. A bouncing ball. Pittman slayed it off, but Platten, who's been very busy in this quarter. Nice play. Squared it up to Condon. Condon goes wide. Hall. Hart. Good control by Hall, but Hart with him, and cleverly refuses to give away a free kick. And it's good play by Hart.
Yes, reminds me a lot of Guy McKenna, Ben Hart. Just unflustered all the time, just does the little thing.
A lot of blokes, Ross, have just run straight into the back of someone who's got control of the footy. He doesn't now. Anderson after Wiedemann. Anderson goes bang to Modra. Well, they've found their full forward. There's no question about that.
And where there's some droopy heads in the crowd at half-time. A lot of people questioning whether Adelaide had the legs and the impetus to come back in this third quarter, and by gee, they've done it. But it's really only been, 5 minutes of footy again, and as you mentioned, they kicked the bulk of their score in the first half in 5 minutes of footy.
Well, he's closing on Dunstall again in their battle here tonight. 7 goals, Dunstall, and Modra with a real rush here, going for his 4th goal in this term, and bang, has he hooked it? I think he has. A behind. Misses. Well, that was the one to put Adelaide in front. And will they get another opportunity? The 47,000 people here want them to, but the Hawks will be tough. Haven't lost 3 in a row since 1981. Anderson with a fly. Still Anderson, can't get through. Gets a free kick, and he too is a thumping kick, and will give this a ride. He's looking for 50, Condon.
They're having a very spirited duel up here, aren't they? One of the highlights of this game. Condon mightn't have the ball, but he feels obliged to speak. as Anderson goes long down towards the kick-off line. Modra, a bit of pushing behind. Liptak, half a chance. He had it, then lost it. Behind.
Free kick coming down the ground, Dennis. I think because Liptak kicked the ball after. Yeah, he is too. He's bringing the ball right down.
Langford got a free kick against Modra. Modra pushing.
The push, is that what it was?
Yeah, and then Liptak's played it on.
The umpires waved the flags.
Yes, they have.
The umpires have waved the flag, so has it gone on the board? That's the question. That's interesting. They obviously waved the flags without getting the all clear, so Jenke has the ball in midfield. Have they annulled them yet? I'm not sure that they have.
No, they've left them up at 9-11, 10-6. I think the real score is 9-10, 10-6.
The other end, Dunstall has the ball meantime. So Dunstall has kicked 7. Modra has 5. And they're so alike, this pair, in the way they play their football. On the lead, that's their strength. And here's Dunstall, judging it perfectly. Fine kick coming in too. So Dunstall a chance to make it 8. Just to add to the drama, we think the scoreboard, at least at the ground, is wrong. Dunstall kicks. It's touch and go, he's missed. Slid it across the face.
First one tonight, eh? 7 straight before that. So Hawthorn have had 4 shots for goal that you'd back them in on. Platten 2, Hall 1 and Dunstall 1. And they've gone from 10-2 to 10-7 in this quarter. McGuinness for the second time. This time Hart able to get it a bit longer to him. And the breaks might be going Adelaide's way. Long kick to centre wing. Tregenza unable to. Pritchard. Brown. And the ball up. 10-7, 9-11 the scoreboard reads, but we think it is 10-7, 9-10. We'll find out at three-quarter time. There'll be an official count. McDermott. Rashuto. McGuinness run down. Brown high tackle on him.
It's interesting with that run down. Is that not a push in the back? As you come from behind, irrespective, you are not allowed to push a player in the back. And he was carried forward, McGuinness there. It happens so often, the umpires don't pick it up.
I'm not sure too if they haven't annulled his score, whether they can actually take it off.
Hodges with a big thump. No one for Adelaide. Although Modra able to put some pressure on Allen, who makes a mess of it and holding the free. Well, Modra making something out of nothing there for Adelaide, and pretty hot on Allen.
Well, the pressure was on Allen, Bruce, and he was one that he saw Modra coming. He looked up, took his eyes off the footy, looking for a free kick. Didn't make a great effort at all to get the ball out until it was too late. The umpire blew his whistle.
Red hot here as Modra to go. I say red hot, a red hot tackle and a tough decision to call, but Modra from 30 metres out, will he kick number 6. Drop punt, gives it a hook, misses again. Well, suddenly, the man with a golden touch has kicked 5-3, kicked 1 out of bounds on the full, and at both ends of the ground, goals are becoming very hard to find. We'll call it at 9-11 to 10-7 at the moment, even though the scoreboard says 9-12, 10-7. Dennis is just flicking through the AFL rules to check as Langford goes back. Want me to keep calling for half an hour or so, Dennis?
If you wouldn't mind, Bruce, yes.
Groom. With 2.5 minutes remaining, goes wide. Modra on a lead, sets himself. Not this time. Oh, McGuinness caught. Play on called. Langford, quick kick up to centre wing, hugged the boundary. Good kick by Langford. Out of play. Langford now on Modra.
Good to see from the Crows' point of view too, Bruce. The players like Brown and Liptak have lifted. Brown particularly just getting more of the ball around the ground, taking the pressure off players like McGuinness and Jarman.
Yeah, Bruce, you have a go. On the outer side.
The goals are behind bit.
Yep. There's Lee. Good mark. I'm just not sure that they can take it off. They shouldn't have signalled prior to getting the all clear. So the ball around the outer side. The flyer was Pittman. This is McGuinness. Allen. Away to Pritchard, who goes in short to Platten. So Platten on the outer side. Towards half forward. Over the head of Collins. Coming up was Lee, taken by Tregenza. Hard against the boundary line. He boots it towards half forward. McGuinness off his chest, tapped away by Ayres. Good shepherd from McGuinness. Put his skipper some time. Here's a high kick around the outer side. The leaper was Hart. Taken high was Lee. Will get the free kick. So the scoreboard at the ground showing Hawthorn by a point. As Lee boots towards half forward. Ayres nudged out of it by Hodges. I think the free kick is going to be paid. It will come back to Ayres, who has it forward of left half back. So the Crows have come back strongly in this term. Good mark on the outer side, juggled by Hudson. Hudson just forward of the wing, told to play on now. Kicks it long inside the 50. Dunstall comes up, almost a spectacular mark. They have the numbers on the ground. Smart dives in. He's over the ball. He's been over it a long time. And he's penalised for holding it. Well, he wasn't controlling it, but by the same token, it was under his body.
Yeah, similar to the Ben Allen incident at the other end with Tony Modra. If you're given an opportunity to get rid of the footy, you must do it very quickly. It seems harsh. Watch this again. Smart makes the play, trying to control it, looked up to try and get rid of it, then lost control. The ball still remains under his body and he is penalised.
The number 8, Jason Dunstall, to buy some breathing space for the Hawks. They lead by a point. Good looking effort. It's a goal.
(11-7 to 9-11). It's an 8-point margin.
And the local crowd getting it upset at that decision, but it's correct one as the rule says. The umpire interpreting that the right way. Dunstall nearly a mark there. Great fly. Pritchard following up, and then just it could have been either Pritchard or Dunstall taking that kick. Dunstall won to take it, and 8-1 on his book.
It's a great night's work. So 9 seconds of this third term remaining. Paul Deere, little give to Platten was very good. Well, he was lucky to get that one, I think. But the siren sounds and Platten from the centre square.
Have a shot.
Torpedo Punty will try and doesn't get onto it. So at three-quarter time, we think the score is Hawthorn 11-7 to 9-11. The scoreboard is saying 9-12. We should get some sort of a ruling on it at three-quarter time. What a great third quarter it was. So at three-quarter time, it's 73 the Hawks and 65 the Crows.
The name of the game is Australian.
Tuesday, the mysterious disappearance of 2 hitchhikers last seen alive with a man driving a white van. Can you help police track down their killer before he strikes again? A factory is set ablaze by a crazed arsonist with a man inside left to die.
We are looking at an attempted murder.
Do you know the whereabouts of 4-year-old Ryan? Plus, the happy reunion of a South Australian mother and daughter made possible because of your call.
These programs really do work.
Australia's Most Wanted, 8:30 Tuesday on 7.
This top-of-the-range fat sewing machine for $3,495 is a dream machine. But if you can't afford $3,495, what about $269? Right now at All Make Sewing Centre, you can buy a quality FAF sewing machine from just $269. That's right, a FAF sewing machine with many features from just $269. Incredible. Available now from All Make Sewing Centre, 330 Goodwood Road, Clarence Park.
Saturday, May 15th is McHappy Day. That's when some big names,
Some big hearts work at McDonald's to help sick, disabled and underprivileged kids. It's when $1 from
every Big Mac sold
is donated to the Variety Club of Australia
and Ronald McDonald Children's Charities.
Last year, McHappy Day raised over $500,000.
This year, the sky's the limit.
so come on down.
Come on down. Come on down. Buy a Big Mac on Saturday,
May 15th.
and make it a real McHappy Day for the kids.
Even on a nice day, are you one of those people who feel the cold right through to your bones? Golf becomes a shiver, bushwalking is chilly, it's icy in the garden, and fishing's a freeze. So you need the secret of real warmth, Daymarts.
Daymart Thermolectral is made from the same revolutionary fibre that kept the latest Trans-Antarctica expedition warm.
So put on your Daymarts and laugh at the cold.
You can laugh at the cold. Put on your Daymart and laugh at the cold.
See the Daymarts Thermolectral range at these stores.
For years, mothers have trusted Preen the Great Unstainer as the best for their family. Now there's new Preen Nappy Care. And we guarantee it cleans, whitens and sanitizes effectively to give you a whiteness that's truly unbelievable. New Preen Nappy Care. A change for the better.
Go.
Circle.
Looks like a rock one that's fallen down.
Beach ball.
2 circles.
Plate. Dinner
Main
food.
course is hard to...
Zucchini.
That's...
Pictionary. Second edition, now available.
Recently, Mitsubishi released the 3000 GT and Lancer GSR, two of the most technologically advanced cars in the world. A hard act to follow. But introducing the new Galant. With the power of a V6 24-valve engine. ABS brakes. And 4-wheel multi-link suspension. A world first in its class. It is every bit a driver's car.
The full forwards kicked the goals again in that term. Module 3 for Adelaide. Dunstall's late goal for Hawthorn gave them an edge at the end. That is the correct score. That point did count. 9-12 Adelaide to 11-7 Hawthorn. As we go to the, as Corn's talking to the Adelaide team, we go to the MCG. These are the highlights of the Melbourne-Richmond game we've been showing you throughout the night. And what a terrific game by the teenager Neeks. Kicked 6 goals for the match. That was one of them. A terrific bit of play up forward. And suddenly Melbourne have gone from also-rans, Obst again through the centre. You'll see a very strong mark here by Neeks in the front spot. They've gone from also-rans Melbourne to a team making a rush towards the middle of the table. Their percentage has been boosted with this very big win. Look, Gary Lyon clever and plays on and goes bang and puts it through. He also had a very good night. And the final scores Melbourne by 93 points, 22-21 to 8-12. Neeks got 6, Lyon 4, Healy 3, Cowell 3, and Bauer got 4 of the 8 for Richmond. That's a bad result for Richmond, for John Northey, and a tremendous result for the Melbourne team with Neil Barr. Max Stevens at three-quarter time.
Can just hear you, Bruce. The music is blaring. A far better quarter by Adelaide, but as we all know, Hawthorn is a type of side that won't lay down. Now, Alan Joyce reckons the Hawks allowed the Crows to control things. Not enough commitment. Darren Jarman receiving treatment for a thigh or a hamstring. Now, Adelaide, once again, Tony Modra, perfect up forward, getting them back into the game. Corn's very vocal. He said to Andrew Jarman, one more thing like that and I'll pull you off the ground. A few injury worries. David Pittman had a long talk to the doctors, and Tony McGuinness also something just not right with him.
Thanks for that, Max. And Ross, some changes for Adelaide?
Yes, Robert on to centre half forward for the Crows, and coming off is young Mark Ricciuto. So Robert fresh, hasn't played much footy. Spent some time on the bench last week against Melbourne as well.
And wouldn't he like to sting Hawthorn here? 9-12, 11-7, 66-73 in the final term now. Pittman to go and wins the tap. Crashing through was Jenke, tapped on by Ricciuto, who is still on the ground. Platten's quick kick around the body. Lee Wiedemann, Andrew Jarman. Quick kick away to centre wing. Anderson with the run of it. Got a good bounce and took advantage of it, and then bangs it to half forward. Modra and Robin getting it against McGuinness. So this is just the start he wanted.
Yes, the player off, I should say, is Groom, Bruce, not Ricciuto. Groom coming off for the taller player, similar player in Robin. See a chance to have his first kick and put it through.
7-point margin. So a kick from 50 metres. Drop punt. Kicked it right to the front and through for a behind. So a 6-point margin. And Dennis, you'll be delighted to know that score did stand, and it's 9-13 to 11-7.
Not quite as we thought though, Bruce, because I was just talking with the umpire's observer, that's Des Foster at the ground. He said actually the kick, as you called, was paid for wasting time. That soccer away afterwards. So the push in the back we saw on Langford, in fact, wasn't paid. So the score came after the all clear, but had it been incorrectly signalled without an all clear, they can't annul it, as we were saying. So all things are as they should be. We finally got the result. Langford doesn't get a result. He was looking for Platten. He delayed it far too long. And the birthday boy, Matthew Liptak, drifted in to take the mark. Now, what an important kick this is. Liptak, from 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, Kicks and kicks pretty well. It's bending left to right. Just missed. It fell away on the last 5 metres of its journey.
It's one of the first few times, if not the only time, I've seen that penalty paid against a player who's tended with the ball after it's gone over the line.
What confused us, of course, was Langford was pushed in the back, it seemed to us. Ricciuto, very high kick back towards the 50. A little nudge there by Allen, won him the ball on the ground. Well played. Hurried kick towards midfield. Andrew Jarman's there. Thought about going. Now he does, across the ground. Good vision. Hodges is on further for Anderson if he can move the ball quickly enough. He delayed it long enough to give Hawthorn a chance down there. Hodges and Ayres, it falls behind. Taken by Langford. Charged down by Brown. Langford goes off the ground and found Darren Jarman around the outer side. He's played very well. Kicks through centre towards half forward. Spectacular attempt. He didn't hold it, Tony Hall. It's out of bounds and a throw in.
Not sure why Greg Anderson could not have seen Hodges at all. He must have been looking specifically for Modra, because Hodges was certainly very clear.
Pittman, Gowers was at the back. Platten's first goal, absolutely vital. Condon smothered by Rodney Maynard. Tries to sell one to Platten. Wiedemann, high kick, straight out of bounds on the full. Well, he was tight. There wasn't a lot of space. But wasn't much finesse. He gained a yard and a half and has given away one to Cooper, who chips it to Condon. Stuck the boot out to make sure that Jarman wasn't going to get in his road. Condon from half forward, the kick to Dunstall. Well, it was a great lead, a perfect kick and a very good mark.
Well, seriously, Bruce, he started almost a step behind Smart and took off, and within 3 steps was in front clearly, and Smart was never going to catch him.
Might have to put Modra back on him, Ross.
That would be interesting. Oh dear.
Well, he's kicked 8, the champ. One of the all-time greats. 814 goals in his career. I think this ties Bernie Quinlan that he kicks it at 8:15, number 6 on the all-time list. Leans back, right there, doesn't quite get there. Is it a Hall mark? A Hall it is. Great mark in front of a pack of about 7 players, all reaching for the footy, and Tony Hall stretches himself to take it.
Yes, the expectation was that Dunstall was going to get the ball much closer to goal, perhaps even to score, but Hall, even with Pittman throwing arms around, good mark and goal.
That's the one Hawthorn wanted. They've got the last 2, one just before three-quarter time to Dunstall and one to Hall. That's his first, and Hawthorn lead in a tight match by 11 points.
Yes, in the context of this match, that's a nice lead to have. Few of the players tiring, even though it's only the start of this last quarter. Be interested to see now how some of the Adelaide players run out this game.
Another test for the Crows then. 79 plays 68, still plenty of time. Pittman and Greg Deere. Up they go. David Pittman got the best of it twice. He's hurt. He copped a wayward boot there in the stomach, I think. Robran got it from Anderson, kicks it inside the 50. Modra outnumbered. This is Cooper in trouble. Did nicely, kept his head. Boots it across field. Tregenza favoured by the kick. Almost the mark, couldn't hang on. And now Pritchard runs away. Had to be a one grabber there. Beckley interfered with Jarman, I thought. No free kick. Taken high. Ricciuto. And throw it in, says the umpire. Well, quite a few missed there. No damage done. A little square in the wash-up. Robran got it down to Jarman. Maynard to McGuinness. One of his quietest games in the AFL-VFL, I'd suggest. Taken high, Ricciuto. Over the ball is McGuinness. Goes looking for Platten. McGuinness again. Scrambled it forward. Tregenza close to the boundary line. He turns around and confronted about 3 Hawks. Well done by Pritchard. Got it to Allen. Pushed off the ball. Platten. Pritchard comes again to Gowers to Platten. Platten left half forward. Well shepherded by Gowers. From 60 metres out goes Long. Dunstall out of position. Tucked away by Smart. Out of bounds in the pocket.
Big moment here for the Crows. couple of goals behind. Hawthorn mounting a strong attack here to try and put some space between them and break their heart. Lee's quick kick away, gets some distance. Good take by Ayres, not paid. Hodges battled strongly. Jarman, a free kick against Hodges for hanging on to keeper.
Yes, he tried to protect himself. Bruce saw the hip and shoulder coming and just grabbed the player and threw him to the ground. So technically correct by the umpire.
It's bad luck for Adelaide because Jarman had control and some space, and he's so constructive. Gowers from the side. Platten just handed it off quickly. Now Hudson from Hall, bang, goal. A beauty, a beauty. And it could be a killer too. It was a spectacular kick.
I'd like to see that in replay again. I'm not sure he didn't kick this with the ball over the boundary line, Roscoe.
Yes, it's very tight. Platten just a little push forward. There the ball goes out the left hand. From our angle, it certainly looked that way, but gee, by the same token, forgetting that, it was a magnificent kick.
I'm sure the 47,000 will just forget that. So Deere gets it down. Wiedemann, the hurried kick. Just a hint that ball was kicked over the boundary line by Hudson. Still a miraculous goal. Anderson comes away with it inside the 50. Jenke goes back. Makes the mark on his chest. Well, the Crows in desperate trouble now. This is the sort of game, if they're going to make an impact on the competition, they need to win. Condon goes backwards. That's rather arrogant. The mark is held there by Ayres. He juggled it. He swings it to the wing. In front, Baxter over the top, Jarman. And Jarman has infringed. Baxter to take the free.
Nice kick. Waited it well to Pritchard. Hawthorn on top here at 85-68 to Hudson, who's had a very good night. He's beaten Lee since coming on at quarter time. Good looking kick to Dunstall. And a terrific mark. But Rashudio had himself in a very bad position there. Pressure on him, and just with the one hand couldn't hold it up.
Yeah, some Brown is off for Crows and Rouvray on. And yes, had to go back very solidly to try and intercept that footy. Dunstall in the end took a very good mark.
This for goal number 9. And you would think this would be it. If he can kick this, it would be too much for Adelaide at 13-7 to 9-14. And this is the man that got Hawthorn back in the game in the first half when Adelaide threatened to dominate. Leans back, drop punt, and puts it straight through. Well, you reckon that would be the nail in the coffin at 14-7 to 9-14. It's been a match where teams have dominated in 5-minute spurts, but where is Adelaide going to get its inspiration from?
Yes, and Bruce, without being smart after the event, we mentioned pre-game that if the Crows couldn't control this player, it's going to make it very tough for them. And that's exactly what's happened. As we see young Crawford warming up for Hawthorn.
What a game by Dunstall. There's Ayres towards half forward. And the mark is held by Jarman. He's looking for 50. Couldn't have been that far away. Bickley stands the mark. Getting free is Pritchard. No one stands the mark, so Pritchard runs on. 45 metres out. Misses to the near side. So Adelaide, just for the moment, in disarray. That's a word the coaches don't like to hear. A couple of D words. Dynasty and disarray. There's the short one from Hart. Anderson's got it. Boots it towards the wing. Rouvray battling there with Paul Deere. Fell behind. Free kick to Rouvray. The crowd haven't liked the umpiring tonight. Rouvray from half back. Through centre wing towards half forward. Liptak read it well. Releases Lee. 70 metres from goal. Modra comes on the lead. Too much carry on that one, but Modra read it best in flight. Leads back in the race. Thought about suffering. Picks it up and kicks a goal. He's got 6.
The name of the game is Australian.
Every teenager's nightmare.
As we know, young people can be very cruel.
Acne.
Pimples, I hate them.
But now there's a remarkable new cure.
It's like, oh no, not again.
Don't miss this exclusive report. Real Life, 6:30 Monday on 7.
thank Bob, it's Friday.
That's right, you can thank Bob, it's Friday, because tomorrow only, with every bargain price car we sell, we're giving away a free bonus to boot. When you buy a top quality Bob Moran car tomorrow, you'll not only pay less, you'll also find a great bonus to boot. It could be a colour TV, or it could be 12 months free car insurance, or it could even be a trip to Hawaii or Fiji. So get yourself down to Ranella or Matindi tomorrow and get yourself a bargain price car and a free bonus to boot.
BK.
Burger King.
Bobby Kennedy.
Big Kiss.
Yeah, Beatrice K. Bad Karma. Bad Karaoke.
Billy the Kid.
BK, Barbie and Ken.
Big Carrot.
Big Knockers.
I don't know. Bad and Kinky.
Lovebirds, love scars.
11 creamy milk chocolate cups, filled with delicious, soft, chewy toffee centers.
Shouldn't I be getting you home?
Are you prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice? Do you love someone enough to share your last roller?
Presenting Otmar Liebert's sensational debut, Nouveau Flamenco. Flamenco as you've never heard it before. From the opening refrains of Barcelona Nights to the reflective shadows, Nouveau Flamenco. Flamenco with a twist. Otmar Liebert, Nouveau Flamenco. Out now at all leading record outlets.
Motor drivers are exactly the same. So GIO Australia doesn't give every driver exactly the same car insurance. They work your rate out individually, so it matches you, your car, and your driver. That way, everyone drives off with insurance that really suits them. Why should you park your car insurance at GIO Australia? To be really sure.
Phone GIO Australia now.
A car and caravan for just $2? Sure thing. That's the prize in the Lions Channel 7 Personality Quest Car and Caravan Lottery. From Jarrett Nissan, the winner will drive away in this new 4-door V6 Pathfinder. Sturdy, reliable and value for money. Couple this with the new Island Star Challenger Pop Top, the ultimate. Room to relax, space to move and tow safer. Donated by Knowles Island Star of Paraka and the caravan and camping industry. The perfect combination to your holiday needs. Get your tickets now.
Six to Moderate one end, 9 to Dunstall at the other. Darren Jarman off injured, which is a blow to Hawthorn because he's been outstanding. Liptak went to go off the ground. Jenke well played to Platten. Hawthorn out of the centre as they've been so often tonight. To Ben Allen. Now Allen from centre wing to half forward. Hall. Good mark, Hart, because he was turned inside out, wasn't he?
Just had to stick his hands out and they just were so crisp. Just takes the ball so very well, that fellow.
He and Hall, it's been a very good duel. Honours maybe with Hart, though Hall's kicked that important goal in this last quarter. Baxter, who's done a very good job on Andrew Jarman, holding him up. Jarman should get a free, no. He's over the top of it. And there's Darren Jarman, so that's a bad blow for Hawthorn. Young Graham alongside of him, who hasn't had a run tonight.
Scott McGuinness limping too. He's picking up Rodborough, not moving too well.
Well, they've got a good margin, Hawthorn. It's 3 goals. You'd reckon it'd be enough. Andy Collins, run down. Crawford out of play. Centre wing. Got 15 minutes remaining. Hawthorn trying to protect its place as a power in the AFL. They've been the most successful club over the last 15 years. A quick kick away by Bickley to centre wing. Liptak chasing it down but unable to, and a throw in as Adelaide bring it up to the wing, but they trail by 18 points.
Just over 14 and a half minutes remaining. Pittman got it down, taken by Condon. Crawford's got it now, fresh legs on the ground. He boots it down towards half forward, knocked away from Hall by Hart. and a throw in. The margin 18 points. Dunstall 9 goals, Modra 6. So 28 and 33 respectively on the season. 14-8, 10-14. Pittman wins it down. Crawford again to Platten. Gains about 5 metres if that. Jarman dragged down. Crawford again. Jard loose the ball. Pittman. Down goes McDermott. Was he pushed in the back? Not according to the umpire. Ricciuto the hurried kick, having got the hand pass from Anderson. Maynard gets a hand in there, knocks it out of bounds as we go down to Max Stevens.
Darren Jarman, a strained thigh or driver muscle. It was giving him trouble at three-quarter time, and that's the reason he's off.
Pittman does battle, doesn't do it. McGuinness, Jarman, trying to crash his way through. It's pretty tight. This is the way Hawthorn will want it. They'll close it up if they can here. Crawford, well played, kept his balance. Left foot kick to position. Rouvray. Paul Deere runs him down and gets him for holding the footy.
And then it might have been a bit high to me. In fact, the umpire just stalled for a while there, Bruce. That's what the crowd's calling for in front of the umpire there. The decision was made.
Deere's kicked to centre half forward. No mark. Oh, yes, it is. Well, here's the Rouvray one.
Yep. What's the left arm?
Yeah, over the top there. On the shoulder.
And then the Pritchard mark at centre half forward. He's normally a good kick, Pritchard. He's kicked 2 points tonight, and this could be curtains if he goes here. They're 3 in front Hawthorn, 14-8 to 10-14, and this should seal it as he leans back and puts it through. And the gate should be closed now at 15-8 to 10-14.
Yes, it's not completely out of reach of Adelaide, Bruce, but it's certainly in the context of this game makes it look very, very difficult. So we just see this on replay once more. The free kick here, firstly, I thought was there from Deere on Rouvray. And the resulting kick coming across to where the mark taken not by Pritchard. Your decision, not a mark for me. The umpire blew his whistle too quickly. The goal results.
So 15-8 to 10-14, just under 13 minutes remain. Down goes Beckley. Jarman had the ball. Baxter and Ayres had him. Terrific performance this by Hawthorn. They can scent victory now. It's within reach certainly. The Crows, the way they're playing, would be very hard pressed to get back from here. Wiedemann to no one in particular. Ricciuto against the flow, lost it. Platten, the hurried kick out of the middle. Now towards the pocket, and Hall was turning before he had the ball. As a result, Hart sockers off the ground up towards half back. Still a loose ball there. Maynard has got Gowers by the arm, and the umpire eventually decides to come across and bounce it down. I think the umpires will get the raw prawn as they come off the ground tonight. The crowd a little restless. There's Allen. Putting it out of bounds about 15 metres further afield. And the free kick will be taken by Hart. So Ben Hart, as Bruce said, absorbing duel tonight with Tony Hall. He boots it towards the wing. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Hodges goes up and takes a strong grab.
Rodman provides the lead at centre half forward. That's where Hodges goes. Lee at the back, sweating off on it. Liptak. And running it. A free kick coming back to Lee. No, advantage to Liptak. Modra on a lead. Runs Langford underneath it, but Cooper, well played. Must have seen the last play with Modra and Langford. Hawthorn with the numbers. Langford over the top of it. Modra's got hold of him. And well played, Modra. He forced 2 Hawthorn players to panic and conceded behind.
Kept the ball in the area, Bruce. Most important. Made it difficult for them.
10-15 to 15-8. 11 minutes remaining. Adelaide needing 4 goals in 10 minutes to win here. As Langford goes bang down the centre. Pittman's there. Oh, Hodges a strong mark. Now he can kick a footy. He goaled from about here at the MCG on Sunday. Goes bang and kicks it right to the square. Modra in the front spot. Well played Langford to get rid of it. Platten just sort of waited a bit. Condon caught. Got rid of it in a hurry. Wiedemann and Platten. And again out of play. You'd say Adelaide must score from this attack. would have to get a goal here. They'll lose some spirit if they can't goal here. They'll get too far back. Collins, Anderson, McDermott, who's sadly struggling with injury. Good play by Jarman to Wiedemann, who goes bang and misses. 10-16, 15-8.
Yeah, tough task ahead too, Bruce, for the Crows. They've got Collingwood at Vic Park next week, followed by North here, then Essendon at the MCG, and then Brisbane at the Gabba, so not an easy run.
No, suddenly the top team in the competition, beaten by Melbourne last week, and now coming right back to the field.
Margin is 22 points. Ayres kicks it out wide. It bounces just inside the field of play as if by design and goes out, so a throw in on the wing. All the experience, all the guile to the fore tonight. Hawthorn back in business, coming off the bye, and prior to that, of course, a bad loss against the Cats. Wiedemann against the flow, wrestled to the ground, and the umpire decides he'll have it. So bounce on the wing. The Crows led by 15 points, aided by some late goals in the first term. That was at quarter time, but trailed by 18 at half time. And really, that 8-goal second term has set up this victory by Hawthorn. Maynard's got it. Unless the Crows really produce here. Robrin with the run of it. Ayres, though, favoured by the bounce. Can he control it? Left it behind. Standing up on the tackle, McGuinness. Robrin came back. Hasn't made an impact against the side he played 7 games for. And away comes Allen. Out of defence. Towards the wing. Going back with the flight of the ball, Rashudo. Well played there by Lee, who tried to give it back to the youngster, but the quick thinking really brought him undone. Hudson off the ground. Down towards left half forward. This ball probably will stay in. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Oh, it was on the line. I thought it had gone out, but most of it had.
It should have now.
This is Allen. Forward of the wing. Inside the 50. Great leap by Hart. Hudson, who's constantly been a thorn in the side of the Crows, to Paul Deere, who floats it down towards full forward, through for a minor score.
Back into the team tonight. Hasn't really had an impact. Still struggling to find the 1991 form. McGuinness, who's had a really quiet night. Wiedemann, the target. Should have taken it. Baxter, Allen gets a free kick, so that's a double whammy by Wiedemann. He misses an easy mark and then gives away a free kick.
There's a very good barometer here at Football Park when the crowd starts to go, and they're going.
Allen, Dunstall looking for 10. Big leap early. Risciuto, wide. But not much happening here for Adelaide. Bickley ripped to the boundary line by Collins and holding the footy.
Well, the boundary umpire actually signalled out of bounds, so in fact the field umpire not making the right decision there.
Well, it's going to be ugly after the game, this.
Hopefully, well, from the umpire's point of view, most of the crowd may have gone.
So Crawford, Collins is the one to put the tackle on Crawford. Right to the square, and big leap. Dunstall waiting at the back, but out of play. So Hawthorn at 15-9 to 10-16. Dunstall with 9 goals, obviously the star. Modra at the other end for Adelaide with 6. But the Hawks will move themselves up to 3-2, and Adelaide will slip down to that total of 3 wins from its first 5 games. Deere, Gowers, Smart from full-back.
Away he comes then. Mendes side. Wiedemann. Oh dear. Well, he's been penalised for in the pack. Now, he took the mark. That is very much a line ball.
Yes.
And I'm not sure the umpire. Oh, I see. Hands on the shoulders. Good decision. That was a fair enough decision front on. Here's Cooper. Back towards full forward. In from the side, Pittman. Lip tack. Tried to beat the tackler. And that's been hard to do tonight when the tacklers have been wearing that gold and brown. Lee. Greg Deere. Now Smart. Over the top. Taken by Anderson. McGuinness. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. McGuinness in short. Taken by Liptak. So many Hawthorn players have done their jobs exceedingly well. Hodges to Anderson. Anderson on the wing. Probing kick inside the 50. Here comes Modra. Won't get to it on the full lookout. Confronted there by Jenke. Jarman dragged off it. And Jarman's getting the free kick. Right on the 50. Modra runs back into space. Jarman hangs onto the ball. Anderson is on for the short one. Now Anderson shouldn't have a problem with the distance here. It's a question of accuracy. We're down to 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. And the clock continues to run here.
He's had a pretty good night, Anderson, Dennis, I think. He and Condon have been at it all night, but I think Anderson has been more effective than his opponent.
Has to be a goal. It's a very good effort.
It's a great kick.
So the Crows get their 11th. They're 11-16, and Hawthorn are 15-9.
Yes, well, I'm not sure they can actually salvage this game from here, but it'll be a fantastic effort if they do. But Anderson's worked tirelessly as he normally does, just worked and worked and worked, just ran physically at the ball. Condon's done a similar job, but as I mentioned before, not as effective.
17-point margin. Could Adelaide get another quick one? Liptak, Modra. Oh, didn't hold it. Wiedemann. Well, free kick going back to Modra, is it?
Yes, looks like it, yes.
This was a late call, and Graham coming on for his first run in the AFL. Mark Graham for Hawthorn, coming on for Anthony Condon.
Just watch this again in replay. As a low trajectory pass, he snaffled most of those tonight, and then Langford just in the end, all over the back of Modra. Technically correct.
Well, a goal here would bring Adelaide within 11 points. And just give them a chance. Now, he missed a couple in the third quarter that weren't all that hard. He's kicked 6, Modra, and he's kicked 7. Well, the people that left 5 minutes ago might come back in if they get another one. In the next minute, there is time. There's only 2 goals of difference.
Remarkable transformation, this, and I think Hawthorn have got a little careless.
Yes, no, the free kick was there. As I said, whilst technical, it certainly is there. So the umpire right in that decision. It might assist them with the crowd.
As they say, there's time enough if they're good enough. 4:35 remaining at Footy Park. Hawthorn, as I said, have been a little careless in this situation and squandered a lead close to 30 points. Over the top, Greg Deere. Bickley thought he was pushed in the back. He'll get the free kick. They need to be careful. Bickley to Anderson. Anderson pumps it down towards centre half forward. Gowers will fly from behind. Disciplined fist on it. Taken by Tregenza. How will it bounce? Out comes Modra. Tries to get it to Maynard. Crashed out of there by Langford. And now with the run of it, it's Crawford. Across half back. 4 minutes remaining in the game. He boots it towards the wing. Hudson was there. Spills to Jarman. Tries to get by the oncoming Hudson. Hand passes towards the boundary line. Taken by Crawford. Bickley bearing down. Unable to control it there, Pritchard. Bickley gets it out. Lee's got it. McDermott has it. Boots it inside the 50. Robran works his way in front. Knocked away down there. Close to the ground is Platten as always. Held to him, says the umpire. Ball up.
Great work, Mark Bickley. He's run all night. He's still going now. Persistence. Just admire that sort of play.
3.5 minutes remaining. 11-point margin. Modra Langford one out in the square. Well, Robran went very early. Ayres. It was an important ball. The captain won it. Kicks it to centre wing. Allen underneath it. Paul Deere. And it runs out of play. Time just eating away now for Adelaide. It's been a huge crowd. I've seen a game where at times both teams have dominated and looked to be right on top, and Hawthorn seemingly coasting to an easy victory, but suddenly Adelaide with a chance. This is a big play in the match. Robran. Modra versus Langford. Oh, well played, Langford. And gets a free kick. Body strength there was good against Modra.
And he'll just hold up play too. Good handball to Platten. He can still give it to him now. It's a short kick across ground. There it goes.
Gets him now. You would think Hawthorn was home, wouldn't you? 2.5 minutes. Oh, loose play by Adelaide. Not good. Collins on his own. And Hawthorn will just try and keep it off here. Collins. Hudson, who's been excellent. Liptak had it taken off him. Hudson. Dunstall's kicked 9. Doesn't quite get that far. Ricciuto. Lee. Smart. McGuinness threw it away. Ricciuto, good tackle on him by Paul Deere, rips it off him, and the umpire's going to want to bounce it. 2 minutes to go, and the sting seems to have gone suddenly.
Well, they've not once given it away, Adelaide. Every time Hawthorn takes their foot off the accelerator, Adelaide come storming up. That's been the story of the night. Pittman. Ricciuto got it across to Lee. Pritchard towards the boundary line, out of bounds. And the clock continues to run. 1:40 remaining.
Interesting stat, Dennis. Since the bye's been in vogue in 91, 13 wins and 16 losses. Teams coming off the bye. 92, 20 wins from teams off the bye and only 8 losses. And so far this year, 3-3.
Here's Anderson. He's played very well in this term. Down towards half forward. In front, Robran. Down he goes. Anderson again. Valiant attempt. He can't keep it in. It's out of bounds. So the clock now down to 1:19. 12-16 to 15-9. 11 points the difference, and Hawthorn have shown great poise over the last couple of minutes just to steady this thing down. Here's Tregenza. Still a chance for the Crows. They need a goal on this sortie forward. They'll be denied by Crawford. It was a fine mark. Crawford, untidy kick. Gets it across to Langford. He had 2 to choose from. Langford, a sweeping hand pass across to Cooper. Forward of halfback. He spirals it towards the boundary line. It runs on. That was his intention. Close to the line. Very awkward for Lee. Lee battles Hudson. Hudson does brilliantly. Almost worth a kick as he slaps it down towards the 50. It's back with Cooper now.
Hall just laying it off. Dunstall in the front spot. Oh, Baxter clever. This is the killer, and Gowers takes it. Well, it was only 30 seconds remaining, and there were 2 goals in front.
Yes, one out with Lee, and Hudson was terrific on the boundary line there, and Hudson in the end just pushing the ball forward. Get the ball in play.
Gowers from 30 metres leans back and kicks the goal. Hawthorn 16-9, Adelaide 12-16. And the Hawks have come to Adelaide on a mission to maintain their position as a power in the AFL, and whilst it might be slipping a bit, they're still very much a part of the action. The Hall just laying it off there.
Yes, and Gowers playing in his 50th game, just had his hands full with Maynard for most of the journey, but perhaps fitting in some respects that he really puts the nail in the coffin there for Adelaide. 17-point margin in the dying seconds here. Pittman goes up. McGuinness got a tap away, and the siren sound. So the Hawks, with Dunstall's 9 goals, leading the way against the odds. Hawthorn, as they've done so often, has won, and that's their first win at Football Park. Hammered here in the opening game in 1991, and they've evened the score with Adelaide in its 4th encounter. And the question mark surrounding Adelaide has grown a bit after tonight. People were saying they'll be unbeaten this year at Football Park. They got over West Coast in their first match, struggled to beat Fitzroy, and have now struggled against Hawthorn. The match at times had reached great heights. There were some wonderful marks and some great play, but Hawthorn, too good. And Dennis, as you suggested, the umpires getting the Bronx cheer as they leave the ground. Max Stevens on the ground.
Jason, congratulations. One more would have just made it perfect for you.
It would have been nice, but I was just wrapped that we hung on in the end.
What was the game plan when we look back, 1991, that thrashing, then the point last year at Waverley?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had plenty of motivation. The idea was just to put pressure on, and I think, to the guys' credit, they just kept at it all day.
How hard is it for a full forward to come to this ground? I mean, you must get a lot of flack down there with the crowd.
You do, but it's a nice open ground. There's plenty of space here, and, if the guys deliver the ball well like they did tonight, it certainly makes the job a bit easier.
Do you see that as a turning point? Things haven't been that flash?
It hasn't been great, but hopefully that'll be the start of something good.
Coming off the bye, is that a worry? Did Alan Joyce have a big chat to you about that?
I think that was very good for us. We rested up. They played last Monday. They only had 5 games to recover, and I think that helped us a lot.
Okay, mate, we'll let you go. Well done tonight. Thank you, Jason Dunstall.
Talking with Max Stevens, 9 goals out of 16 before 46,689. The final score here at Football Park, Adelaide 12-16-88, and the Hawks 16-9-105.
You have been summoned to a p.m. for Her Majesty's Royal Commission on Wednesday night.
Australia's down the gurgler, and Fast Forward's looking for culprits.
Where is Mr. Keating?
Magda Sabansky as Bill Kilty.
Glenn Robbins as John Newsom.
Jeff Brooks as Bill Hayden.
Jerry Connolly as Bob Hawke.
Gina Riley as Peter Harvey.
Michael Veitch as the entrepreneur. Mark Downey as the judge, and more.
Sit down, you mongrel! Toyota presents Fast Forward's Royal Commission to the State of the Australian Economy. Wednesday, 8:30 on 7.
It's a beauty.
There's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is A1 Sports at Norwood is closing down. Hey, you haven't heard the good news yet? Open up. The good news is everything has got to go, and you can save up to 70% on these big brand names and more. Shoes start at $25, clothes start at $5, tennis rackets start at $20, sporting equipment and more, all at ridiculous prices. This store is closing. Oh, so don't miss out. A1 Sports, 169 The Parade, Norwood, next to the Town Hall.
Have I ever told you I love you?
Still?
Always.
Some people would give anything for a love like theirs.
$1 million for one night with your wife. A lifetime of security. Well, I don't want you to do it.
It's just my body. It's not my heart.
Robert Redford, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson.
You might enjoy it.
Don't bet on it.
Indecent Proposal.
Where have you been? This. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. Narcisse, the heart of a woman.
5 goals to 3 in the final term. Hawthorn winning at Football Park over Adelaide in a minor upset. 16-9, 105 to Adelaide, 12-16, 88. And Ross, it just seemed when things had to be done tonight, Hawthorn was able to do it in the crunch.
Yeah, so just the right things at the right time. That second quarter, Bruce, that 33-point turnaround just got them back into the game. Dunstall kicking 5. It was just outstanding. Even though Modra was perhaps as outstanding on the night, kicking his bag of goals, but just throughout the game, someone like Baxter just negating Jarman like Obst did last week against Melbourne. It just takes the real finesse out of your play, which they do rely on, and they had to go wide to try and get the ball down forward. And if you looked at the game statistically, Adelaide normally end up with about 320 touches, about 200 kicks and about 130 odd handballs. They're well down on their stats. Hawthorn, that's about right for them. So it's the quality again, Bruce. I mean, I harp on this a fair bit, but it's just if you're going to get the football and work hard to get it, you've got to do something with it. You don't just throw it away. And they just use the ball far better, and because they have done that better, that's why the marking statistic there, 50-86, the pinpoint accuracy of the Hawthorn kicking much better. Free kicks very even, which was about right. Tackles very similar. Head-outs, well, it sort of came to a bit of a head there with Deer just picking up a bit against Pittman. And the centre breaks, Bruce, that's interesting there, 16-15. Hawthorn in front at half-time they were.
And John Platten tonight, 20-5.
Yeah, he was tagged by Bickley and was quiet in the first half, and not only statistically, but didn't do a lot with the footy, but then just kept persisting. 25 touches, not outstanding for him, but they were good touches to get in this tight game.
McGuinness, 13-5.
Yeah, it's not effective at all. He had Collins early, and then actually had Corns put him on to Darren Jarman just to try and get him away from from Collins, but workmanlike, but not outstanding. Condon, a great duel with Anderson. I thought Anderson finished up on top, and Condon ended up coming off the ground. And Greg Anderson, you see there, I thought perhaps one of his best games, if not his best, since he's been back with the Crows. And particularly that last quarter, 12 touches, valiant effort. And Dunstall had to be the outstanding player on the ground. 9 goals in anyone's book is just fantastic, 9-1.
And Modra not far behind him with 7-3.
Well, for the opportunities he had, some of the marks he took, and his conversions very good.
Okay, Adelaide beaten there by Hawthorn. As we take a look at the highlights from the MCG tonight, the other match, Melbourne against Richmond. This was very one-sided. Melbourne beating Adelaide last Sunday. That was a great mark by Schwartz. This was Lambert over the top to McQueen, an early goal for the Tigers. And this is probably, you'd have to say, Richmond's worst performance for the year. They were thrashed by Adelaide in the opening game. They came back and beat Brisbane, then were competitive against West Coast. Lovely kick by Lyon, wasn't it? Perfect to Cow. Cow's had a good night. He's kicked 3 goals at least. and that one going through. Schwartz was in good form, as we saw earlier. Look at Lyon here. Clever, left foot, round the body. Last time he hit Cowell on the chest, this time he put it through. Lyon kicking a lot of goals. He's kicked 5, 4 and 4 in the 3 weeks that he's played at full forward. Martin Pike bringing it out of defence. Great individual bit of play here by Andy Lovell. Read it well, and then a couple of bounces and attacked the goal, and with a long kick putting it through. And suddenly the players that were holding Melbourne together last year are coming good again. Lyon, clever, look at this trap through the legs, brilliant. And again the left foot, weighted kick, perfect to Neitz, who had a terrific match. I think he finished with 6 goals, the 18-year-old, and that was one of them. He got a run of them in this quarter. So Melbourne are on a bit of a roll. Schwartz over the back. Healy kicked 3 goals, and that one not a goal going through. Maxfield just making an error there. He had such a brilliant night series, Maxfield, and that one going through again by Neitz. Here's Tingay coming out of the centre. Melbourne play Fitzroy next week, which suddenly becomes a very interesting game. Neitz off the ground and the goal. And for the Tigers, they've got some Kilda, so things are not looking good for them. Smother there by Lyon was very good, and then buttering up and going bang. Neitz got 6, Lyon got 4, Healy 3, Cowell 3, and Bauer got 4 for Richmond. And in the end, it was 22-21 to 8 goals 12. Melbourne by 93 points.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1993 Premiership Season League Ladder.
And some subtle changes in the ladder tonight. Adelaide go from 3rd down to 6th, I think it is. And Hawthorn just outside the top 6 on percentage. So Adelaide slipping a bit and Hawthorn moving up. And for Melbourne, suddenly they've moved up from 13th and they're up to 11th position. And for Richmond, they've tumbled down 2 positions and they're down to 14th on the ladder. Now tomorrow, Essendon play Geelong. Big match that one for the Cats. They were lucky to get out of it against Brisbane on Sunday, and for Essendon, well, they must start winning. North Melbourne against Sydney. You would think that North Melbourne will maintain its position on top of the ladder. Brisbane play Fitzroy, an important game there. That match at 1 o'clock on Sunday, followed by West Coast against Footscray at 4 o'clock. That's a real heavyweight clash, and there could be over 90,000 tomorrow. Carlton against Collingwood on Sunday, I should say. That's a 7:30 replay in Melbourne. St Kilda with the bye.
When hypnotized, this Australian woman can recall details of a time over 100 years ago when her previous life came to a tragic end. One of the best UFO sightings in the world, the West Australian family who were chased by a UFO on The Extraordinary.
Truth does not often present itself in tidy wrapped up packages.
At 9:30, a young man comes face to face with his dead twin. A little blue angel brings a message to a lonely woman. The world of miracles and other wonders after The Extraordinary Thursday.
Next time you visit the bathroom, take a good look around. You'll find the built-up scum of bathroom plaque. Thick Domestos clings to surfaces better to thoroughly remove dirt, mold, and bathroom plaque, bringing your bathroom back to life, no matter how long it's been neglected. Thick Domestos, the best bathroom plaque cleaner for ages.
Columbia Pictures presents
I may be having a problem.
Bill Murray
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
in a story about a weatherman who's living life like there's no tomorrow.
Don't drive angry.
Because there isn't.
I am an immortal. I have been stabbed, shot, frozen, electrocuted.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
Groundhog Day.
After 70 years, we're proud to say that we've achieved something a lot of Australian companies haven't. We're still 100% Australian owned.
Thanks for being with us tonight from Football Park. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage on 7 Sport. Hawthorn winning by 17 points. Dunstall getting 9, Modra getting 7 for Adelaide. And don't forget to join us for a big weekend of football on 7. Good night.
This has been a 7 Sport production. The 1993 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, Telecom Australia, McDonald's, Nike, and Foodland.